What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever.
Ooh, period.
I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by our wonderful co-host, Lee. How you doing, bitch?
I'm doing good. I feel like it's been like forever since we did a stream.
It's a new year. It's a new dawn.
It's a new day. It's a new lot
for
me.
And I'm feeling. Feeling. All right, y'all.
Wait, that's that Chloe meme.
It's dead ass. A new year, and it's a new motherfucking us. And it's a new motherfucking segment.
Ooh. Honestly, New Year's same me.
I know that's the fuck right. New Year's same Lee.
That ain't.
You did. Happy New Year, y'all, for real though. Thank you for coming to the Big Brother Rewind Extravaganza, bitch. Because this is the new segment where we rewind. Y'all know what the fuck going on. We rewinding. We're going back in timing. So hop in your motherfucking spaceship.
In the motherfucking spaceship.
What are they called? The rewind ships?
Time machine. Hop in your time machine. Your hot tub time machine.
Because we finna
not shake the camera. I don't want to fuck my setup up, so I can't do it.
And I'm gonna come back younger.
Let me just.
Yeah, but hold on, it's hard, low key.
Okay, and we're back in time. We are in what year? 2001.
Yeah, the year 2000. Is that a song? Oh, it's the year 3000.
3000.
Lighting. Where's my light? Hello? Okay, boom. We're hopping back to the year 2000, where Big Brother 2 was started. Back at Origin, bitch. Well, not really.
Genesis.
But Genesis at least.
This is Origin for real. I mean, we don't know Big Brother 1. She wasn't a thing for real. Was Big Brother 1 a thing?
Chat, was Big Brother 1 a thing? It wasn't.
Raise your hand if Big Brother 1 was a thing. Exactly.
It wasn't. So we really don't know the origin of Big Brother. I really, really love it. So this is the thing. There's old people out there. Nothing wrong with being old.
Stop. We're not being ageist.
Okay. But there's people who were alive.
There are some people who were alive during the actual season. I'm not.
I was alive, but was I capable of living?
Yeah, 2001.
Don't tell your age now.
I think we said ages before, have we not?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I really don't care. I was like 3.
3, unable to do anything really. Actually,
I didn't know what a Big Brother was. I don't even have a Big Brother in real life, so I didn't know what a Big Brother was. None of that.
Me neither.
2. I was actually 2.
Interesting. I was 3. I had no idea what was going on at all. So this is really like an experience. Now, I've seen Big Brother 2 before. I've went back and I've rewatched every season of Big Brother, and I rewatched Big Brother 2 a few months ago, a while ago, last year, whenever, maybe 2 years ago. Can't remember. It was a while ago when I actually did it. And it was an experience, but it's a little bit different when you have someone to talk to about it. You're watching it with other people, which is why, if you haven't already joined our Twitter, if you don't have Twitter, I mean, hey, make one. If you haven't already joined our Twitter community, we've made a community on Twitter to where people can literally join and talk to each other about the episodes, about what they're watching, etc., etc. So if you're interested in actually watching the episodes and following along with us as we go through this recap, join our Twitter, our community. I'll put the link in the description of this motherfucking video. Actually, I'll do it right now. Thank you.
Gag alive.
If you haven't done it, do it right now. How about that? Thank you.
What else are you doing?
If you want the experience, or whatever, it's also going to be in the actual description. So boom, I would say check that out. That's a good thing to do. But yeah, I didn't start watching, or I watched it once, and now this is my rewatch. But on the rewatch, I'm finding new things. So it's honestly been a good ass time. How are you liking your rewatch, Lee?
I'm really enjoying it. Like, I mean, we've given a brief history on our Big Brother past, but I started Big Brother with BB15, and of course, I watched BB15 up, and I've gone back and seen several of the seasons. I've even started Big Brother 2 before. It's just I was not in a mindset of like really paying attention to it. I wasn't analyzing it in this way. So it really is fun to be older and really have a deeper understanding of what Big Brother is, what Big Brother strategy
Mhm.
is, and applying it to these older seasons. Like it's really fun to see the building blocks of Big Brother come together. Like we're seeing things that like, I mean, it started a pattern that
Mhm.
takes place season after season. I don't know. It's really
Mhm. It's very interesting, and we're gonna get into it because you're right. Like, it's like almost every, and I was saying this as a joke, and then when I actually started watching, I really felt it. Almost every trope of Big Brother, you can kind of see an origin in just this season. Like
fun.
everybody hates this person, they're running the house,
Everyone
or
hates the
they're
pretty young girl.
like everything. Like you're gonna be a floater. Like every type of
There's a
Big
sexy
Brother
white
show.
man.
It's just here. It's like there's origins here for real about a lot of the history of Big Brother really came from this season. So it's a very interesting watch. It really is.
Mhm.
Get into it, bitch. I know that's
And
right.
definitely, if you want to tune in, of course, if you got that Paramount subscription, get into it. But also, old seasons of Big Brother are very easy to find. Literally on YouTube, if you YouTube Big Brother 2, you'll find the episodes. Now, do you have to? No, because you can just watch us, of course, and we're gonna give you all the take.
Period. And that's just that. So those are your options. Watch us or watch it yourself. I don't know. But hey, we're here and we watch you and we watch
Girl,
week one.
no,
I'm
BB
glad I didn't cancel.
15.
Oh, so BB15 turned me off. Girl, they was coming for you because you always, every time you say you started BB15, it's like, oh,
It's like, how did I come back? That's what I'm saying. Like, I really like. I
and
know
stay.
Big Brother had a chokehold on me because I started with BB15 and still came back. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how. I think mainly it's because I became friends with Pharaoh, but in
Okay.
general, I don't know how I
Yeah.
did it either. I also didn't have access to feed, so while I was aware of how Candace was mistreated, I didn't really have the full depth of it
Yeah. And we
to
were younger.
really immerse myself in it. And I think there's a big transition, bitch. I think there's a big difference between newer seasons and these older seasons. Like if you're watching Big Brother 2, someone said in the community, there was like it literally feels like watching unedited live feeds. And because like the way it's presented is so chill, it's so relaxed, like it's not a bunch of like quirky sounds and background music, not any forced diary rooms, just like I don't know. I just love that it felt like what the core of a reality show is. And I mean, that is
Mm-hmm.
a bigger conversation on how reality has just gone down the drain since like early 2000s, mid
Yeah.
2000s. But it was just so much more real. And I do feel like a show like Big Brother, where you force these people in a game for isolated for up to 100 days, like in this last season, you can get that raw, authentic no personalities that a lot of
Yeah.
these other shows can't get because it's so edited and chopped up. However, Big Brother still chooses to show us the chopped up and edited version and like to throw in these
Mm-hmm.
it's just a lot. Like they really water down their own content when it could be like Big Brother has the potential of being like the best reality TV show out there. And they I feel like really set themselves back a lot.
They choose. It feels like it's weird because I've said it on these newer seasons. The origin of Big Brother is about the relationships that get made. It's about how Kent and Bunky have this real ass conversation. There were real ass conversations on BB25 that were not shown on the actual show. When Izzy was calling out Jared for his misogyny, it's like stuff like that was stuff that was literally shown on the
Oh,
episodes
and that didn't even get shown on BB25.
back in the, and it didn't get shown on the episodes. They don't show those things unless they're trying to force a narrative, which I mean it's sometimes good to force a narrative of, inclusion and diversity, so that's fine, but it's also there's other ways you can show it to where it's actually real rather than just feeling like, oh, you're just putting this in here to meet your quota of diversity this season and making sure that it's getting talked about, rather than actually showing the real shit. When they have those real ass conversations like that, which can affect the game, he left that conversation wanting to target Izzy for no fucking reason. So it's like, not only is it actually a real world like situation, it also affects the game. And we see it this season early on with Bunky and Kent. Like, them showing Kent be ignorant. It's okay to show people be ignorant. It really is. It's okay. If people gonna show their ass on TV, show their ass on TV.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I just feel like they introduced that.
They definitely started leaning more into, I just think, the gimmicks of it all. Like, they wanted to show us the competitions. They wanted to cast people who are, I guess, conventionally attractive. You're seeing nothing but influencers and models. You know what I mean? You're not really seeing too many regular, everyday people. Like, they just wanted to lean more into that kind of presentation rather than showing real life. You know, like, the origin of Big Brother is to get these people from different walks of life and different backgrounds and different personality types and put them in a game together under one roof, isolated for however many days, and see what happens. And now everything is so forced and edited. Like, and I wonder if BB15 actually has a lot to do with that, because instead of just, you know, using it as a teachable moment, they kind of just put up the CBS is not attached to this. We do not know these people. We just casted them. We do not agree with what they're saying. A little warning label, and then kind of just shied away from it. Or like even in Big Brother 24 with the Kyle situation, how they shut down the feeds when they were having most of those meetings and conversations with Kyle. And then the edited version, like, it just wasn't real. It wasn't authentic. We missed several conversations. And I don't think there's anything wrong with, like you said, if you're showing your ass on reality TV, I don't think there's anything wrong with putting that out there. You know what I mean? What Kyle or what Aaron or whatever these ignorant house guests are doing, it needs to be broadcasted. And I think a conversation needs to be held. Because, like, for example, in the Bunky and Kent situation that we're going to get into a little bit, of course, if you don't know, Kent is racist. Not racist. He's probably that too. But he is. He is homophobic, which is such a gag, because, like, you know, Bunky speaks a lot about being LGBT, and I'm just thinking, like, oh, at first, I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard him speaking, I was like, girl, Bunky, you doing a lot. But then I was like, oh, wait, this is 2001. Y'all, like, we have really came a lot with acceptance and diversity and inclusion. Like, it is taboo to be LGBT. Like, it probably doesn't know too many open gay people around him or on television and things like that. And now we have that everywhere. So it's like, it's really just interesting to see. But they were having a conversation, and that conversation was broadcasted, and we got to saw the two sides of it. And I feel like maybe they don't know what to do, because it wasn't like Aaron was, you know, willing to have a conversation about her racism. She was just being racist. But I think maybe production should have stepped in and forced them to talk. Okay, well, you should not be doing this, you know, just to really just air it out, you know, because I feel like what creates the tension and creates the issue with CBS production as a whole is when they try to hide it and they try to, like, cut the feeds and do these weird little things. And I feel like Kyle, specifically the Kyle situation, that was it was a conversation. Like, Kyle thought how he thought when he approached Monty and Taylor and Terrence with it. We know from feeds there were several conversations that happened that helped him understand what he was doing was wrong. And they showed it here and there, but not to the extent I feel like they could have or just should have in general. Like, at the end of the day, there clearly isn't enough people on production who is willing to tell that story or knows how to accurately tell that story. Because it's more so like, okay, we got to put this out there. Because Kyle literally went home that week because of it. So we have to present it. But you can tell they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. It's interesting because, like how you said, there's ways that they can show it. With the Aaron thing, I immediately thought, one, I remember on Survivor Island of the Idols, I want to say, where there was like a sexual misconduct situation.
Ooh, that was
somebody was getting assaulted. The way they did it there, which I kind of liked a little bit, was they had a diary room with the victim, and we heard the producer speaking to her about it to make sure that we know the producers care. They could easily, in Big Brother, call Kyle to the diary room and be like, okay, Kyle, and we could hear their voice asking him, do you know why you did what was wrong with the group? Or that's one example of something that they could do, I feel, with Aaron. With Aaron, you could have shown Aaron in the diary room being reprimanded. Hearing Big Brother talk to her, or the producer talk to her about what she was doing in the diary room. That would have been such a refreshing kind of like diary room segment if we saw y'all telling her that shit was wrong and her understanding that she doesn't need to do it. This is strike one, whatever. Same with Kyle, same with Lou. Every situation, we should be able to hear that production is stepping up. But even if we don't, in Big Brother 2, we saw with Justin repeated, we didn't hear them tell him, but we heard his repeat of the rules. He said, I understand I don't need to be doing this. I understand I can't sexually put myself on people. That diary room let us know that they talked to him. We didn't even have to hear their voice. If there was a diary room of Aaron saying, I know that racial misconduct and racism is wrong, we would know y'all spoke with her. We would all feel so much better about the situation. It seems like y'all try to hide it. And that shit is weird. It's proven, we know that in BB25, I think Jared said it, that he got reprimanded from production for saying the R word. We should have saw that on the show. We should have saw them tell him that he does not need to be saying that.
We never even saw anything with the Luke scenario. We didn't see any of that fallout at all. And it's like Luke expressed that he got spoken to. Justin got a whole one-on-one interview with Julie about the shit he was doing. I would love that. If it's more like everyone knows the Aaron exit when Julie is like, did you say these things? I don't recall saying any of that. But I think it would have been just much more better if it was in a scenario like that, where like it's outside of the live, so we're really dissecting what you're saying and going through the comments and you know what I mean, instead of like this little quick 15-minute, okay, get you off the stage, because she's not learning anything, America's not learning much. It's like, just get it out of the way. So I don't know, but we're watching Big Brother 2, and in Big Brother 2 they was doing the shits, so we can get into it. Let's get into it. So we start off this season. Julie shows us the house. First of all, I do want to talk about how the Julie
house
body is tea, her bob is tea, her face is tea.
Wait, I love the romper. Was it a romper she had on? It was a purple either suit.
It's on the screen grab, the thumbnail.
It's on the screen grab, Yana. She looked good. I'm sorry.
She looks good.
Oh, Julie looked real good. But she showed us the house.
New Julie don't look good?
What?
New Julie don't look good?
Julie Chin looked great. I don't know what Julie Chin Moonbag is up to.
So she started looking good around.
Nah, Julie always looks good. She always looks good.
She started looking good around season 20 jury when Brent went home.
When Brent went home, Brent. But yes, y'all, they showed the house, and I really love the house. The house gives cozy. It gives a real house more than any other.
It does.
It really does. The rooms look like real rooms. The living room looks real. The living room has a couch with the back facing, like the back is to the camera. So what's it called? The screen. And they never have a couch with the back to the screen. But it's like a real living room.
Homely. I really like just how homely it looks, lived in. It looks comforting. Like you can tell in New BB, it's like a set. And I'm not really too mad about that. I mean, I always enjoy like the house reveal. So that's not something I'm like too upset about. I don't think the house not looking homely has anything to do with how Big Brother has declined over the years. But just in general, I love seeing just that design of it. It's way more relaxed. Like, of course, they didn't have like some producer creating the multiverse twist and splitting the house into different rooms, stuff like that. But it was still it was cute.
It was very cute. It was very, very cute. Shannon did lie and say it looked better than $1 Million Homes.
Like, okay, girl.
They probably paid her some money.
They definitely told her to say that.
Because,
or she just was like, "Oh, they're gonna like this."
I don't know what $1 Million Homes used to look like though. Like,
and that's the thing. She gagged me because I don't think I've ever been inside of $1 Million Home.
I used to watch home videos, like literally videos of houses, but I'm in 2024. So I know $1 million home probably looks fucking extravagant versus $1 million home back in, and she's in LA. Maybe she was in LA. You know, LA, they charge anything over there. Everything over there, actually. So maybe she didn't lie.
She definitely
But
lied.
please. Anyways, so everybody comes into the house and we get Nicole saying, "All right, y'all, I think we should all just go in the living room. Let's just go in the living room. Let's go in the room, get to know each other." And it's like, did she create this?
Like, I'm really curious. Did production tell her to gather everyone in the living room the way she did? Because it's the opening moment where all of the house guests are sitting around the couch, drinking the champagne, introducing themselves. We get that every single season. Did Nicole? It's Nicole, a game changer.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just like, it's iconic.
When you watch it, it seems like she just thought of it. It seems like she just thought of it and she said it out of a whim. They were like in the kitchen talking. She was pouring up a glass and she was like, "You know what, y'all, we need to just all come in here." And honestly, it's like a natural human thing. I feel like anyone would naturally do that anyways on the first time it happened. So I feel like in that season, I feel like Nicole just thought of it. That's a bad bitch. I do believe that's what's happening. So it was cute. So they all go in the living room and we learned a few facts. One of the facts we learned is that Nicole was recently married 2 months ago. She's coming to the house newlywed. Now, put a pin in that.
That's gonna be
later in the season. We'll see that is something that occurs. That matters. We also see that Bunky has a diary room, and basically he wants to be DL, y'all.
Not DL.
Bunky wants to be DL. Bunky had a diary room. He's like, and he's whispering in the diary room like they can hear him. But I think that's just how he talked. But he's laying back because that was real chill back in the day.
It was so. I love the old school diary rooms. Like if I could take one thing from old school BB and apply to new school, it would be the diary rooms. Just let them bitches go in the room and talk. Because you can tell that's what they did. It's like, it was like a diary. They came in, said their feelings, left, and the people edited onto the show.
Literally.
I love that so much more.
And it seemed like, you know how it kind of seems like it's a question being answered in the new season? Yeah. It seems like they're just talking in the
literally.
Old like Bunky literally, he's like, and he's like kind of thinking to himself, he's like, I don't want people to know that I'm gay because I feel like that if everyone knows that I might get a target on my back, so I'm going to just pretend that I'm just doing what I need to do and that I'm not going to say that I have a wife or a husband. I'm just my partner or I'm married and I'm not going to say, and it's like, he's just talking to himself and it's like, or talking to us. And it's like, that's just so much more rather than I'm not going to tell any of the house guests that I am married to a boy. I'm going to make sure that I'm keeping that under wraps because if I don't, I might be targeted very soon. Boom. And it's like,
oh, you ate that, girl. You ate that. You go in the diary room exactly what they need.
You give us a little more energy. I could do it. But no, it's like I would rather just go up in there and be like, I ain't telling none of them bitches I'm gay. Period. That's all I want to say. But they got them saying just a script. Okay, but anyways, he's chill. He tells us that he doesn't want them to know he's gay. And honestly, what did you think about this, Lee? When he said,
yeah, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I was just like, girl. But then I was like, oh, I had to realize, girl, no, this is literally 2001. Like, no, like that is actually something that people like. People are already acting crazy about it now, and it's 2024.
Yep.
So I can imagine how in 2001 it was. You could be a little bit scared about it.
It's interesting because at this moment I was kind of like, will people care? But that's just me being in the. It's not even like me being ignorant. I know people cared at that time, but in 2024, it's just it's not even something that I would even think of, and I don't think any of these recent house guests that are gay, that didn't even cross their mind. You know, it's not even something that crosses your mind anymore. Everyone knows there's gay people, and gay people know that they're gay, and they're just gonna be gay. It's like he had a whole husband, and he was still hiding it, and it's like, wow, you're married. Like he's not afraid of being gay. He was afraid of the response. And it's like, oh, that's scary.
And that's the thing. It's like, I assume that too. Like, is people going to care as much as he's saying? Because like I said, I just wasn't thinking about the times as being 2001. And you literally have scenes some niggas caring for real. And it's like, oh, okay. This is really a topic of conversation. Because you're right, especially what you're saying, because I know next season on BB3, Marcellus, he kind of has the same struggles and he deals with within the game and stuff like that. And it's brought up in the earlier weeks. But as it progresses, I don't think that is brought up too much. Like, I don't think Will and BB5 mentioned it.
It stops getting
Bo definitely didn't.
It stops getting brought up, but there's still phrases and comments that are made. There's a lot of ignorant comments in these early seasons of Big Brother. It isn't until you get to, and honestly, that's a lie too, because I was going to say when you get later on, but BB15, we know how that was.
That's when the racism starts. They left homophobia and went into racism.
And that really doesn't stop until BB23. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of...
Did it? Because BB24 happened.
Girl. It pauses for one season, and then BB24 happened. But yeah, there's always a lot of comments. But back in the day, it was very ignorant. And it was like accepted ignorance. It was, you can say the R word and no one gives a fuck. That's how it was back then. Like, it's not even... Kent walking around being homophobic, no one is calling him out on it. They're like, oh, he's just a homophobic person. Like, it's normal. That was scary.
Oh, but anyway. I didn't even know. Someone said Will talked about it as well. So I can't wait till we do the BB5 one then, because I didn't know Will mentioned that. I didn't remember it.
Me neither.
But that's really unfortunate because I mean, it's just sad that has to be such a thing to worry about going into that game. Especially because they only cast in one. They're still only casting one.
Yep. Dang. So there still needs to be some progression, but we're here. So
not one, but.
So
they've been casting like some lesbian women, some bisexual women,
that's true,
like that.
That's true.
But we'll never the day we get 2 femme gays on Big Brother, I will literally gag.
Honestly,
or just two gays, male or women, that are eligible to be in the showmans. Like you'll get,
I would get one that's married and old, if anything, or it's just because technically in BB24. Well, Turner was in a relationship, but Turner was bisexual and Michael was married and he was a little older. So it's like you got 2 people who were LGBT, but it was like no real connection that they could have, really. And it's like, okay. But anyways, we get to the first competition, which is a food competition. And this is where they're all outside. They go outside and they unreveal a car. And it's like a Ford. I don't know what kind of car it is, but they're trying to promote it. So what?
That's how y'all.
It's a car they're trying to promo. They're trying to. This is the car commercial. But anyways, the goal is to fit as much food as you can into the car, and all of your bodies have to be in the car. So it's 12 of them, a bunch of bags of food, all got to get stuffed into the car, and they have to stay in it for, I want to say, a minute, 60 seconds, however many. And if they're able to do that, then they get food for the week.
It's whoever. Yeah. Oh yeah. The first part.
That's the first part.
See, if you don't know about these old seasons, y'all, they got some food competitions.
Luxury.
I'm not a fan. I hate to say it. I'm really not a fan of the food and luxury comps. Like, they're cute for the summertime. They are. But I could do without it. Because I really do love these rewatches. But when we get to like the luxury and food, it gets a little like, oh, okay, we can skip through this. No shade.
I will say I can take one or so or two. I can take a few. I feel like it's something that they could do pre-jury and then stop doing during jury. And let me tell you why. Because there's times where it can cause drama that I really like. I'm thinking of BB10 when Libra and Jerry got in an argument about
you said
evening it out. We should even it out. And if you have a good cast and you have the actual food comp but that's the thing, you have to make them do social things with the food comp. Y'all got to pair up, decide who you're pairing up with, or decide who the teams are. Because when you do that, then it causes some turmoil. Like what happened with Libra, where she said, y'all need to even it out. I'm just saying we need to even it out. So yes, I do like stuff like that if it can cause drama and if it can actually be relevant. Because there are times where, or even if they made it, if they had food comps in BB26, for example, you need to make it to where we're taking food from other people to make it more intense. Like, okay, Philip, if you want to eat, you have to take something from one of these three people. Which one you taking from? They can't eat no more. So now I have to make kind of when they make people choose the have-nots when they made Nicole choose Janelle as the have-nots. Like doing that forces social interaction, and that's what Big Brother is all about. Nobody gives a fuck about them eating. We don't care. We're eating, so we don't care if they're eating. So yeah, I feel like that's what they should do. So boom, they do the first challenge. They all make it in. They last. They eat that up. Congratulations. And then Julie or whoever says, "Hold on now, don't get out the car because the last person staying in the car will win the car." So it's an endurance comp. I like this part. I actually kind of like this.
Now this is fun, especially because like this is kind of what you're saying. It gives that social aspect because as people are leaving, you're kind of like, okay, well they're socializing, they're getting to know each other. Do I want to get out and do I want to talk with them? Are you sitting in the car? Or would you win this car, girl?
We're gonna get more into it, but me knowing Big Brother as of 25 seasons, I would get out of the car. But honestly, if I was on BB2 and this show has never happened, I think I would initially be like, let me stay in this car. Like,
a brand new car. I want a car.
I want the car. It wasn't until, and that's the thing, they were staying in until Nicole piped up and she said, honestly, y'all, whoever gets this car, we might as well just evict them first.
And it's like, girl, Nicole, now who said that?
Who said that? And
no.
And she was like, evict them. We should just vote them out. And it's like, no one agreed. But when she said that, people started leaving the car because they was like, hold on. Then she's gonna, like, that's the idea that might float around and you don't want that to happen. So everyone started leaving the car until it was Sheryl, Autumn, and Kent left in the motherfucking car.
Boom. And Autumn, she was begging down for this car. She said, girl, I ain't got no car. I ain't got no man. I need a car. Because Kent was saying this whole story about how he's going to win this car for his wife. And, she wants me to bring something home. And everyone is like, I mean, well, Autumn is literally saying she's broken. She needs a car.
They were literally trying to advocate for Autumn. Monica and Justin went over to Kent and was like, Kent, you're not going to get this girl this car? Basically. They're like, you're not going to give her this car for real? Like, she needs the car. Even Autumn, she was like, well, I don't have a wife. Because he kept saying his wife wants a car, his wife wants a car.
I don't even know.
I'm not going to win me a car. I don't know. Kent didn't feel bad because
he didn't give a damn.
What ends up happening is Kent is like, I mean, they all socializing without us. And Autumn ends up getting out of the car like, I do need to go socialize. So she goes and she loses and Kent ends up getting the car. And Kent has a diary room. He's like, I don't feel bad at all. If she really wanted the car, she would stay in and get the car.
Well,
but I don't know, like, how do you feel? Because for me, I kind of feel like if I was Kent, I would have given her the car. But I see why he wouldn't care. But I'm just like, I would have gave her the car. I kind of felt bad, basically. I kind of felt bad.
I felt bad too, but shit, it was 2001. I can't feel bad anymore. Autumn is good.
If this was live,
that car probably and some did something.
I would have made a Kent hate Twitter. Which I know you didn't.
I would be live tweeting, Kent, you bitch, give Autumn
a black woman? You didn't get out the car for a black woman?
I'm pretty sure Monica and Autumn are the only POC women on this people on this cast.
Okay.
I mean, Autumn, she's caramel covered, so I don't think that she mixed with something.
She's something. I'm gonna just say black. So boom. After this, they all start socializing a bit, and they start playing spin the bottle or whatever. Spin the bottle, truth or dare. Yeah, spin the bottle, truth or dare. And Kent sitting out. Kent don't want to participate.
It's too sexual in nature.
He's just so dramatic for me. Niggas go play. Like what the fuck?
And honestly, this is where I was like, okay, Bunky girl, you pushing it. Cause he was like, I'm scared to play the game because I'm gay and I just don't want anything coming out. Like it's hard to keep the charade going. I'm saying wife instead of husband. I'm just like, Bunky, baby, do anyone care? And in the next scene,
they do, because Kent is talking to Bunky. He walks up to Bunky, randomly, mind you, and he's like, I ain't okay. You know, with the different lifestyle, I just feel like everybody is starting to be cool with this different lifestyle, but I don't want that pushed in my face. I don't need that all
It's
over
like,
me.
why is the same
Talking about?
arguments?
Mind
These
you,
are
Bunky
just
didn't ask.
literally.
You just walking up to people, telling the people you don't like them. And this is the issue with the homophobes. Homophobes be so worried about other people. He's scared. Somebody said in the chat earlier, they was like, the way Kent was running around looking for the gay person, where's the gay guy?
What you want to know so bad?
Why do you want to know? So that's Kent.
But I love that he's literally using an argument that's still used this day. Like, people are still saying that. It's like, if y'all was saying in 2001 and y'all saying in 2024, y'all was probably saying in 1994, when are you going to get over it? Because at this point, it's always been in your face.
Never.
So get over it. The thing is, it was, if he's saying that in 2001, when I know for a fact there was not a lot of LGBT representation, then he probably, if he's alive today, he is probably disgusted.
He has passed away. R.I.P.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, well. He's
looking
up above.
You know what? Him and Bunky.
He's looking up above, disgusted as hell.
But this is the thing. He probably still is disgusted. But him and Bunky were friends. And this is what's interesting. I don't think Kent is no longer homophobic because apparently he said stuff after the season that was still homophobic. But he was friends with Bunky. And this is what is interesting because we even see later in this episode.
Glory?
Potentially. Potentially. We've seen even later in this
Glory.
Or later this week, Kent and Bunky, you know, they have a conversation, and Kent doesn't have a problem with Bunky. But my thing is, it's weird because he was still being homophobic after the season, but he's friends with Bunky. There's pictures of him and Bunky years later still hanging out. So it's like, you have a gay friend. That's why when they say I got a black friend, it means nothing. You have a gay friend.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people can do, though, because that's the thing. They're like trying to claim, oh, it's the agenda, it's the narrative. And every time they meet, most people, when they meet an actual gay person, or if a racist meets an actual black person or POC, that same energy is not kept. You know, they are able to kind of be cordial and create their relationship while still hating basically the person that they are. Which is honestly just the fact that you can do that in your head makes zero sense at all. But
they do it. They're gonna make it. They make it make sense. I will give them that. Well, no, I won't. So this is when we start getting some strategy because Kent is approaching some of the guys. He first approaches Justin and he says, "Look, Justin, I like you. I like Bunky because he doesn't think Bunky's gay. And he likes Will and Mike. And he's basically telling Justin, I mean, those are some people that we can try to make a 4 or a 5 with. So he's trying to make an alliance with Justin, Bunky, Mike, and Will potentially.
The first ever potential bros alliance, girl.
He is not no bro.
Why was the girls trying to make a bro alliance day 1 of Big Brother 2? God damn. Can we never escape Big Brother boy alliances?
Never.
That's what I don't understand. Like, people be so scared about girl alliances, and men link up with each other every single fucking
for no reason, just randomly. And you know what I will say? I do like that Kent is playing this game because he's already playing hard. He got that car. He's starting to make an alliance, and I do like that. True. It was surprising. It was like a surprising strategy conversation. I did not think I would see this early. So it was nice to see it. He's trying.
It's just what it is that like. We've talked about this off the phone a lot. It's just that idea of having to play on the level that the people are around you. Like, you can't come into BB2 with BB14 type strategy because the players around you are not on that level. You can be a good player, but you can't be too far ahead of the people you're around because then you're going to become threatening. They're not going to understand it. Like, he was trying to get this alliance together, but because the meta of Big Brother hasn't been established yet, the idea isn't to get in the house and get in the alliance the first day. They were not down for it. Like, Justin was like, I mean, yeah, sure, whatever.
Like, aren't playing in that manner right now.
Exactly.
It's more about it's this season, and you said it off the podcast. It's about social maneuvering more than strategy just yet. Right now, you just need to make friends with people. Truly, and make sure your friends are on the same accord. These niggas gotta go. And we see that somebody does that very, very good. And that's why she deserves to win the season. But hey, we're not there.
Mother Cole.
Mother Nicole. So that's what Kent's doing over there. And then we see Autumn and Hardy, they share a room. Autumn sleeps next to Hardy. Well, sleeps in the bed next to Hardy. And Hardy's over there. So we see that Autumn is trying to cuddle up with him, I guess.
And if y'all have not seen Hardy, like that man, that's a fine man. That is a gorgeous man. And it's like 90s, like old school fine. Like, men not looking like that no more. Especially white men. Like, he looks good.
So you don't blame him?
To this day, he's aging like fine wine, baby. But
you don't blame Autumn.
I don't blame Autumn in the slightest, bitch. Bitch, it would be me too. It would be me too. But honestly, what I've realized is Hardy fine as hell. But he a little sassy, ain't he?
In what way? Sassy meaning?
Because Autumn, obviously, no, I don't think he's giving this. I just think he's a sassy man. Like, he will argue with somebody, like, you know what I mean? But she's trying to kind of, talk, kind of flirt, and he's like, she's needy. He's calling her childish. He's saying she don't love herself. I'm like, well, damn. Can a girl live? Can a girl get some dick on TV? Like, leave her alone. Like, you look at the thing is, he know what he looks like. So why are you shocked? Don't be gagged.
I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because don't come for my bitch, please. But also, when I saw it, I was like, ooh, he not even talking to you. Because Autumn was basically Autumn was trying to talk to him, and she was basically like, I mean, do you want to, what would you talk about? Like, would you talk about, I don't know, that bad thing? And he's like, what, sex? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, no, not sex. She's like, you don't want to do anything bad? You don't want to be a bad boy? And he's like, And he's like, not even replying. He's just saying noises. And it's like, ooh, Autumn. It's like secondhand embarrassment.
My thing is, Autumn, I would
do it too.
I would have hopped in that bed and laid there. What are we talking about? If you don't like, he was letting her lay there. It was all the talking he was getting annoyed with. I would just cuddle up and went to bed.
Nothing's wrong with Autumn trying to get with him. You gotta assess who you trying to get with. Like me being 25, I've done learned the game. Some people don't want all of that. Some people don't want you to apply pressure. People want you to act, nonchalant. You don't really care. That's what Hardy want. Hardy want a bitch who gonna just act like they don't see him. He want to be like, ooh, he want to chase. He want to chase. Hardy want to do the chasing, and Autumn was chasing him, and he don't like that. He wants to be the one to look for it and see. So you got to be somebody who just, I just don't give a fuck. And so Autumn, that's your advice. Next time you link up with Hardy, well, y'all old now, but if she was,
but like, I just feel like not loving herself is crazy. Like, what the hell?
No, that was crazy. He called her needy. He called her a lot of shit. So hey,
I can be needy.
Feel bad for her, but hey, hopefully she gets it together. We'll see. We know the future. But we're in the past. So boom, this is when we get the HOH comp being explained and announced. First of all, the HOH is a new concept, bitch. Julie is announcing it to us. There's a new thing called the head of household, and there's going to be a whole room for them, and they're going to be off to the side, and they're going to have an extreme power. I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is. But yeah, boom. They explain it. Then we get the actual competition. And this was a cute competition. It's called Wheel of First Impressions. So there's a wheel and there's a way. You spin the wheel and it's going to land on two impressions. So it could say most stinkiest and finest. So you have to choose the person that each of those apply to. So finest, Hardy, most stinkiest, apparently is Autumn. So you would choose Hardy and Autumn, and then the house is going to vote on which one of them they prefer to be HOH, and whoever gets the most votes stays in the game. The other person spins the wheel, and then they're out of the game.
I feel like every first HOH should have a social component like this, or like the vote in BB10, or like the competition that they did for Camp Counselor BB21 that Mickey Man won. If that was just an HOH instead of that, It would be perfect. Like the first competition, I feel like should be something like this. Like, I just go back to your roots. Please go back to your roots.
Baby.
This is the first ever HOH competition
in Big Brother history. It was amazing. I really like it. It's a social competition, but it's not something that can be strategized socially. It can't just be like, oh, we're all going to make sure our friend gets it, because you don't really have friends. It's only day 2, 3. It's going to happen on day 1 in real Big Brother, which is even better. But on this one, it was like day 2, 3. But still, it's like them not knowing each other, or them only having like the day to get to know each other, and then the HOH is the next day. Or even BB25. On BB25, Riley didn't win HOH till day 2. So there was a whole day and then a whole nother day, and then she won it that evening. That is enough time, I feel, to create like a slight socialness, but not so much to where it's OP if the comp is a social comp, especially if it's one where you're eliminating one by one. Like this, it's 2 people at a time. You can't just vote Riley. You have to either vote Riley or the other person, and then more people vote the other person, they stay in and she's out. So it's like, that would be very interesting, I feel. So I liked this competition a lot. It also showed like kind of like social opinions, like people giving Autumn negative things. It's like, okay, maybe they don't like you that much.
Mm-hmm. What's also shocking is Mike Boogie lasting to the end. Like Mike Boogie wins this competition. Like it came down to Sheryl and Mike. Everyone loves Sheryl because her body is tea. But I was shocked that, like, I mean, at this moment, it seems like everyone kind of likes Mike because, you know, when he's choosing, he's voted for and things like that. So that was really interesting.
Mm-hmm. It was. So it comes down to Mike and Sheryl. And I was thinking in this situation, I was surprised that Sheryl didn't win, because I thought of BB10. And on BB10, the oldest person kind of got the first best impression. Jerry just won because he was old. People trusted him. So honestly, Mike winning in this situation, it was kind of like an interesting outcome, because he actually is going to want to do something with this. He's going to want to make some type of move or something. And that was very interesting, but we'll see how it plays out for him.
Yeah.
So Mike wins the HOH.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like he had the more enthusiastic speech, because I remember like it was like you both have to like plead your case, and Sheryl was just like, I mean, you know, and he kind of gave his little rap, which I am so over Mike Boogie.
You don't like the rapping?
I don't like the rapping. I don't like the style. Was this like a 2001 white boy thing to want to be a rapper and have the spiky hair?
It's that Eminem piece. It's that Eminem.
It's Eminem. He want to be 8 Mile so bad, because that's what it's giving. Yeah. And like it's just not cute. It's not cute on Mike either, because like I remember thinking in BB7 and 14 that he looked old, and he looks the same age now. And it's like, so he just looks like a old wannabe trying to look 19. Mm-hmm. He looks 40, and I'm like, if he looked 40 in BB2, how old was he really by BB14?
Lee, you need to vote for him if you want to have a party.
I would have voted Sheryl.
I'm here with my nigga. His name is Hardy. He ate that up.
Oh, when you get loud like that, I'll you out.
But no, boom. Mike is the HOH. He's going to be the one with the power. And we see Kent, who is a strategic mastermind, clearly. He's not. But Kent starts to want to strategize already. So Kent
not strategic mastermind, please.
Girl. But he's doing some shit. He's moving some shit. Kent wants to approach Mike, or he approaches Mike, and he basically lies from what we know and says the girls are working together. Never heard that. But I think he's just assuming the girls are hanging around each other a little bit.
I think, well, the thing is, he's trying to form a God alliance. So I really feel like it's giving, he would just, you know, you project. Oh, look, someone said In Sync. Oh my God, it is giving one to be Justin Timberlake.
That's what it is.
That was, oh my God.
But is that just the look?
He
I think the
like
look
a broke down Justin Timberlake. He
from
really
2000,
knew.
A 2001 Justin Timberlake. He was 31. Too old for all of that.
Looking 41. And the backwards cap and oversized jersey, and it was too much going on.
The backwards cap is beautiful.
Mike gives a lot. I see why he was an all-star. Polarizing, I'll say.
I guess. So Kent approaches Mike, claiming the girls are working together, and he wants to get the boys together still. But Mike basically says no, nigga. He doesn't. But he kind of says no in a nicer way. He's like, well, I'll think about that and we'll see. But it doesn't seem like he's interested. He's turning down alliances, Lee.
Yeah. And then he has a diary room. He's like, I don't want to alliance with that man. Basically. But it's like, it's so interesting because the meta of New School BB, you don't say no to an alliance. Like, at all. A person comes to you and say, we're Apollo 2, and you want to be like, yeah. And so, like, but everyone, we keep seeing, like, Kent, he goes in these conversations very strategic, and everyone is just like, yeah. Because I feel like, for the most part, everyone is socializing. It's not about forming this group and going after these people and making sure, well, just yet it gets to that, even in this season. But like, it's not so gun-ho. Like, I feel like what Kent is doing would eat in like a BB new era, like the 20s to 15s, you know what I mean? Because that's what everyone does. They go in the house and get in a group. But Mike isn't feeling that, especially as the first HOH. The first HOH, especially to be a successful HOH in the new era, we consider is someone building an alliance that they're in the center of and continuing through the game. It's what we see every first HOH attempt to do. Now, these last three in the new era failed miserably.
Well, they're still attempting sometimes.
That's the thing, they're at least attempting. Mike is like, I don't like Nicole. And that's it. I feel like that would be kind of more, and that's what I love about getting first day feeds, because what I hated about getting feeds like on that second week that they're in the game is that everything's already established, everything's already made. Like, we at least now get to see like the first 10 minutes before the first alliance is created.
We get to see everything form, the origin, and I really like that. I kind of like this editing of these because it doesn't feel like we're missing anything. Even though we don't have the feed footages for the BB2, I don't feel like, shit, I just missed so much and the edit is taking out so much. I feel like they're editing in most of the game conversation. And in new seasons, it's like, girl, y'all don't got shit on this episode. If I'm just watching new season episodes, we don't know nothing. I actually think this is probably pretty accurate of what's happening in the house. And I like that. So after this, Bunky is talking to us in the diary room, and he says he wants to start coming out to some of the girls. So that's what he does. He pulls Autumn to the side, and he tells her he's gay. And she's like, girl, I don't give a fuck. She's basically like,
Autumn is such an ally. Autumn is my girl for real. Because she's like, and if the people in the house have anything to do with it, then that's on them.
I really love Autumn. She said, she basically like, I got your back and we good. So boom, Bunky and Autumn now knows. And then we see a lot of other people find out. After that,
it's giving everybody new.
And it's funny because every time Bunky does something that I'm like, oh, like when he told Autumn, I was like, oh, you should just tell everybody. Nobody's gonna care. But girl, they hop to the boys. It's at night. They're all finna go to bed. And Mike, Will, and Kent are basically, they see a rainbow something on Bunky's bag. And they're speculating.
He got clocked.
He might be gay. I don't know about him. We need to still get these boys together. But now I'm thinking, just us and Justin. Basically, they're removing him from the boys' alliance because they think he's gay. Well, he is. They clock. And they're kind of like trying to make new plans without him in it. And it's like, not because he's just gay. Like, y'all can have a boys' alliance. I don't know. But hey, we're here. And then we see.
I was gonna say, didn't Bunky clock this conversation?
Clocked them niggas.
Which is so crazy because like they were in the next room, and it didn't give like he was like listening, like but he could just hear them. Like, this must have been a thin wall ass house. Like,
so Bunky tells Nicole all about this boys' alliance plan, and Bunky's like, we need to get the girls together, and we all need to stay together. And honestly, neither of these things go anywhere, but I guess it's just these beginning stages. You know how at the beginning of new seasons, we kind of see people like just fumbling around trying to find something. This is kind of these stages because he's trying to tell her to do this, but he's really doing this to protect his own ass because the boys actually care that he's gay for some fucking reason. After this, we get a montage, and it's about how everybody hates Nicole. Nicole is annoying them. She's kind of like, she's not bossy. Well, she is bossy, but she's also kind of just like overbearing. Yeah. She kind of just like, oh, here y'all go with that. Or, oh my God, I just don't like that. And it's like, girl, okay. She's a loud person. They call her loud. Nicole is very loud. Oh God. Nicole is very loud, and she's kind of just overbearing, and she kind of doesn't care. She's kind of just doing what she wants to do, talking how she wants to talk, not really like dimming herself, which is good. Don't dim your light.
Period.
Overbearing or real? That thing, I think she's real. They felt she was overbearing. Y'all are sick. So that's how people are feeling about Nicole, and Nicole kind of notices, and she starts to feel alone. She feels alone. Girl, not for long. You got to run these.
Mother eats that up. Mother eats that up.
So then we get another food comp. No, it's a luxury comp.
Yeah, this is a luxury comp, child.
Unfortunate. So it's like a pool of oatmeal, allegedly, but they call it the pool of mud, but it looks like oatmeal. And there's 24 keys. 24 keys in the pool. 12 of the keys have their names on it. They have to go in one by one and find the keys with their names on it. Once your key is read out, you can join and help start looking for the motherfucking keys. And all they're doing is trying to get the hot tub. Great for them.
This is one of those comps I'm like, for a hot tub, y'all could have kept this, no shade. But someone said this in the comments, like, new BB spends 60% on comps and scripted DRs, and this season spends like 20 minutes max. And I love that, because like, even though it's a segment of like, I'm not feeling this, I'm not watching it for 30 minutes plus a commercial plus like 50 million diary rooms explaining it. Like, that's the annoying thing. They'll have the comp, they'll have like 20 diary rooms from people scriptedly describing it, and then we have to wait for most of the episode to watch. It's like, it's just too much. It's just too much. Mm-hmm. And like, it's almost like, I don't know, like it's definitely different editors, maybe. I mean, I don't know what goes on back there, but it's just like, it's crazy that I just feel like they put so much more work into just putting it out. Like, and I feel like even in general, like it feels so unedited, but it's clearly edited. So it's just like, why can't they do it like this anymore? Like, was this not working? Or did y'all get lazy? And that's what I think it is. They got lazy. They love the scripts because they know how to put the sound bites where they need to go. It's just whatever.
So
but like, I don't need to get explained a comp 6 times throughout the entire competition. Like, explain it once, we got it. When it's first explained, I don't need to hear it again because I'm not listening.
Period. So here's my idea for how this could work in a newer season and still be interesting. If they wanted to bring something back, I feel like they should just make it social. Because, and you know what I really like? When they make shit social, but it's an actual competition that matters. Like, if you make a POV, choose your best friend, that's so annoying because then the majority of the line is going to choose their best friend. But if you do it for a luxury comp, all you're doing is making them expose each other. Who cares? So if it's, let's say in New BB, it's still the hot tub is the reward, but only 6 people can use the hot tub. And when you find a key, you choose who can use the hot tub. They have to find the key. They choose who can use it. And only 6 people get chosen. That way, it's not a real competition to where someone is going to go home because of it, but you're still exposing friendships. You're still exposing social lines. If it was to the point where, you find a key, you choose someone who's safe and who gets to use a luxury item or who's not a have-not, then it's like you kind of choosing the have-nots by picking your friends. And now we know you're in alliance with so, but y'all don't have HOH just because of this social game. So I think if y'all are going to ever do it, they should just make it social. Make the bitches argue. Because that's something where it's like, okay, 25, America doesn't get chosen by Jag. She goes off on Jag. You saw her. Fuck off.
I think
it would cause drama, or could.
Like, doesn't it also feel like it's crazy because they have like the parking lot, they have the extra room in the house, they can do a competition in the house that they don't want to do anymore. But it's almost like they always have the backyard closed, they're always waiting for something else. Like, I feel like they don't have room in the new era BB. It's like in these old seasons, they pack so much into one episode. In these new seasons, it feels like there's no room for anything else. Or when you're watching the feeds, it's like, I feel like they wouldn't even know where to put an extra comp in because the backyard will be closed for like Tuesday for HOH on Thursday. And we don't even see it until Sunday.
And we probably spending all that time for another comp on the HO. We spending 3 comps worth of time on the HOH comp or the POV comp. So they don't need to add anything else because they don't know what they're fucking doing.
If they do, it's going to take up, they have to add a whole new episode a week just to have it because they like to fill the entire episode of a time.
And that's the fucking issue. So boom. After this, we get Nicole actually going around, starting to make connections with people. She basically feels like she needs to talk to people one-on-one because when she's in public, don't nobody like her. So she's trying to start making deeper one-on-one connections so people can feel better about her. And we already see Hardy feeling better about her immediately, basically. So that's
She
good
said,
for
"This
her.
is a woman who loves herself."
Oh my God. But no, for real. He clocked. And also, Sheryl, why do he hate Autumn so much? I can't. But anyway,
Everyone
Bunky and
hates Autumn.
Monica,
They hate a real bitch. They hated Taylor.
that's the team. It's always a mother.
Period.
Bunky and Monica in the storage room, and they're talking kind of loudly about how Bunky is scared that Kent is a homophobe and he's gonna make Mike nominate him because he's gay. And Mike can hear them because his room is right next to that room. And he literally hears everything they say and he brings them in his HOH room. What?
Pause right there. The HOH room being downstairs is so ghetto. Because this is the old house. So everything, there is no second floor at all. And it's just like, I think it's just such in weird vicinities next to each other. But continue, I'm sorry.
It's right there. He shares a door. He was listening through a door to the storage room through his room. It was weird. So he pulls them in and basically he lets them know he heard everything they said. Mm-hmm. And he kind of reassures both of them, but mainly Bunky, that he's not going to, he doesn't care, first of all. He said, first of all, I know. I already knew. And secondly, I don't care. Like, it's okay. I don't have a problem with you being gay. I'm not going to target you because of that. And he kind of reassures them that there's nothing for Bunky to be worried about.
Is Bunky an ally?
That's good. It's definitely
an ally.
I think it was a smart move because if you're already not going to nominate Bunky, doing this could make him feel like, oh my God, he has my back, and Mike is somebody who I like. And we kind of know that when they start targeting Chilltown, they're not talking about Mike. They're talking about Will or Shannon. So it's like, I don't know. I think Mike has, and he won the first HOH because they voted for him. I think Mike's social skills are somewhere there.
He's just not like he's not pissing people off. Like, we're gonna get into it. Like, Will and Shannon are annoying as hell.
Yeah.
And I don't think Mike gives that. I think Mike gives fun to be around.
Yeah, he does.
I would like Mike.
More laid back. They give like bitch. They give bitch, Shannon and Will. But it sucks because like you're friends with him.
Yeah. So he's guilty by association.
Y'all. Fuck y'all, you know? And that's the issue.
Speaking of Will and Shannon, this is when we get the showman segment of Will and Shannon. I personally do not like this showmance.
Me neither.
Oh,
why you don't like it?
I don't know.
I know it's Shannon. She's the problem.
And the thing is, I feel like I would like Shannon separately.
Okay.
I don't like her with Will. They're like together a ball of just.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, like I would want them.
They give me the
like you know those people who walk, they just nose and like that's what they give. Like we're like the essence, the aura just gives. We're better than we know we're those girls. Y'all not shit, and we're those. I don't know, and like so they're in and like they have that energy separately, but like together, it's like
it's overbearing.
You're like
because I know Will with Janelle, and I love Will with Janelle, so that's why I'm like it can't
it's
be
probably
with
this too. Because Will looks good. If y'all got music, y'all see.
And I don't know. I just maybe it's jealous. Maybe I just don't want Shannon with my man. Definitely not that. But still, I like Will with Janelle. So love that for him then. Right now, he could just be single. I don't know. After this, we get a montage of everybody dragging Autumn. They're calling her the same shit Hardy was calling her. Needy. She's coming on too strong. She's doing a lot. Get off of me. They hate her. Sucks. Jealous of a black queen. And that's their fucking issue. We get a montage of everybody loving Sheryl. Everyone loves Sheryl. We get a lot of like, I really like this. We get a lot of moments where it's just, we're going to focus on one person for these next couple of scenes. We're going to focus on how people feel about Sheryl, or how people feel about Will, or how people hate Mike, or how people love Autumn. I love that because it really makes me get to know these people a little more. Knowing that everybody loves Sheryl, now I know more info about Sheryl than I probably know about any other first boot ever, bitch. Because now I just get so much content on her. It was like a whole montage. People saying, Will was saying how he wants to fuck her because she fine as fuck. People
a lot of the boys were saying that. It was giving like, okay.
Yeah. He has an energy to her that's like, chill. She's like older, but she's chill. Like she was playing all of those games with them that Kent and Nicole didn't really want to play sometimes. Sheryl was right there chilling, kissing and passing strawberries and shit. So that's her.
And it's interesting because we had a segment that everyone hates Nicole. We got a segment that everyone loves Sheryl.
And we're about to see why that's relevant. We get to the nomination ceremony. Mike is HOH. And
wait, y'all, because the nomination ceremony is so hilarious in these older seasons. The way it's just like they chilling in the open area. Hey y'all, we about to nominate. They got the memory wall is picture frame.
And they whispering in the corner. They giggling while he's introducing it.
Like, and I honestly love it. Why do we have to have okay, come on in, guys. This is the nomination ceremony. When I turn this key, like, why do we have to do these structured speeches and they can barely read themselves? They be struggling. It sounds forced. It sounds like it's not their words because it's not.
And we hear it every fucking week, every season. Just let them talk. How much better would it be if I was just able, or if someone was just able to go up there and be like,
I don't nominate you bitches. Now
I nominate you. That's it. Honestly, we don't need a speech every time. If somebody don't want to give a speech, like Cameron, I feel like Cameron wouldn't have wanted to give a speech. I don't need a speech. I don't need to hear him say that this is the nomination ceremony and he's going to turn the key and this is why he nominated. And then they make him say why he nominated that person and why he nominated that. I don't give a fuck. Bunky. Damn it. I wish they would stop doing this script. This is not a scripted show. This is a reality show. On a reality show, you don't do that shit.
It's like basically, you know how other shows, we always have Jeff there. We always have TJ there to explain something. It's like because we don't have the host, Julie, in the house to explain everything, they make it scripted so we can just basically use one of the players as that given host. We don't need it. We're not dumb. When the general rules are explained, we don't have to hear it again. We know how a nomination works. He puts up two people. Why does it have to be structured?
You know what it is? And this is what I learned because I be writing, y'all. I be writing my novel. And when I look up and I research stuff about writing books and shit, they say don't assume your audience is dumb because they're not. So don't spell shit out for them like they're fucking third graders or not even like they're babies because no one actually cares. It just bores the audience. And that's what Big Brother needs to hear. You don't have to spell it out for people. Anyone will know what this is. You could have my nephew could watch this. My nephew, 5-year-old, 10-year-old nephew could watch this and understand what's happening. You don't have to explain it like we're fucking toddlers, bitch.
At Griner.
Damn. And it's a fucking lesson. It's an entertainment lesson. You don't explain things that don't need to be explained. It's over. It's stupid. It's stupid. So anyways, we get to the nomination ceremony. Mike pulled up with the wheel. And he basically like, y'all, we're gonna nominate. They sitting down, laughing. They don't even know what's gonna happen, bitch. Watch. So it's still the key wheel. So he's doing the keys, he's turning. He doesn't put Chilltown first. He puts like Bunky first and then Chilltown in the middle. I guess he's trying to like separate himself. That shit never works. But he ends up nominating Nicole and Sheryl. And Nicole and Sheryl are not. He explains to them straight up. He's like, Nicole, I think the house will be better without you.
Like,
so there you go.
A very crazy speech. Like he basically with that speech said, Nicole, I'm coming for you. And if you, for any reason you don't know, this is V2. So there's no veto competition at all. Once the nominations are made, the house is choosing between those two. So he's basically telling her, like, I'm putting you up because me and the rest of the house want you out.
Yeah. Just like that. Period.
And then I kind of want to get into the strategy of that. Because like he essentially tells her straight up, like he's doing this because he feels like she's just gonna go home. And he kind of explains throughout that first week, like that he knows that Sheryl is loved in the house. She basically, in his opinion, has no chance of going home because everyone likes her so much. And Nicole is hated, so of course she's gonna go home. And this is where we have to like start dissecting Is it stupid because there hasn't been 25 seasons, or is it just dumb in general? And I think a situation like this is just dumb in general. Like we don't get any scenes of him checking with people and seeing if they're okay with that plan. We were looking for archives and things like that. There's no type of thing that shows that he was walking around trying to secure that what the house was into. He was just thinking, I'm going to do this move and everyone else is going to be down with it because, of course, they hate Nicole. Not knowing that by the time he put up Nicole, she already started working on people socially. So how most of the people who didn't like her changed their mind at that point. So it's like, it just, he was working on all information and he wasn't trying to check it. Like, that's not smart in general.
That's kind of why I'm a little conflicted about it not being smart, because I think this would have worked if it was anybody but Mother. That's why I'm kind of like, is it not smart? Because
like if it was Autumn and Sheryl.
Exactly. The only reason it backfired is because Nicole is one of the best players this season. Period. If Nicole was not capable, which most bitches in this house aren't, if he would have nommed Kent and Sheryl, if he would have nommed Autumn and Sheryl, if he would have nommed anybody in Sheryl, I think that person would have just went home. He nominated the baddest bitch in the house. That was his problem. And I think that's the thing. I think Big Brother 2 is simple enough for him to have just nominated someone liked and someone hated and it worked. He just didn't account for the fact that Nicole is Mother. So part of me is kind of like, wait, maybe this is definitely not smart. He should have went and made sure it was good, but that is a little meta. And I think like a basic situation where this is a normal person he's nominated, not Mother, they would have just went home. Nicole would go home if she wasn't a good player. Like everyone else would have went home. So I'm kind of like, it would have worked. But I think it's simple thinking. It's very ABC.
And that's why I just think, like, at the end of the day, regardless of having knowledge of so many other seasons, like, you should have done that extra forethought before making this decision.
Yeah, definitely shows. I think these early seasons, not even just these early seasons, but mostly these early seasons, you can really see who's naturally just good for this game. Because someone like Nicole, no one told her to campaign. No one said, you need to go campaign for your life. That's not a rule in Big Brother. She just did it because she's smart. Similar to how if Mike was smart, he would have been smart enough to make sure he had the votes on lock. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you just have people who are naturally good at the game, and you can tell who's probably a better player the way people play this game so early on. Nicole just naturally out of her mind decided she needed to make sure she started campaigning. And that's exactly what she did.
Went straight to the ground running.
She went to work. She felt like resigned. She felt like everybody hated her, but she started having one-on-ones anyway. She went one-on-one to people, and she basically told Hardy that she feels like she's being judged before she really gets the chance to play. She feels like people aren't giving her a chance. She campaigns to Bunky and Autumn, and basically she clearly has a relationship with Bunky and Autumn because she's kind of like, if y'all vote for me, that's 2. And they're like, we're thinking about it. She's like, y'all should just vote for me because that's already 2 votes. I only need a few more. And you can tell that she's basically trying to get these motherfucking votes. And that's Mother. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Sheryl's not.
And in the process, she's literally turning the house against what is Shieldtown, because in her campaign, she's using that she will take a shot at Will, Shannon, and Mike.
Specifically Will, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. The narrative that's Nicole is starting to spread mostly is that Will is leading the charge between those 3 because they don't have a name yet, but Will, Shannon, and Mike, and kind of Justin. They're kind of saying like that group of people are being led by Will. Basically, Will's running them, and she thinks Will is kind of running the house. And she's basically saying that is a toxic situation, and I'm going to target Will, and they need to go. And the narrative that those 3 or that group is toxic and negative wasn't stated until Nicole started saying it. From what we see on the edit, it didn't get said, and then Nicole started saying it, and then it started getting said more and more and more. So take that as you may, audience. But hey, that's what's.
I'm not saying Nicole is Mother, but Nicole is definitely Mother.
Nicole is definitely Mother. So that's a part of her campaign. We see Sheryl, she's still bonding with people, like vaguely. She's being nice. That's good. But Nicole is campaigning.
It's the general, like, we like her. And then Kent on the episode had the diary room. He's like, I mean, that may be a problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, the snowball starts from there. Because you got Nicole, who is socially eating it up, turning the girls, getting the girls on her side, turning everyone on this kind of like chill town group. You have Sheryl, who really ain't doing shit because in her mind she's also safe. Yeah. And Will, who is now starting to piss everybody off.
Which is just helping Nicole's case. Nicole is pushing the case that she'll target Will. Meanwhile, Will is pissing everybody off. Everybody's mad at him. He's basically in the diary room saying, I want to make these people don't even know that I'm a weapon of mass destruction. And I'm going to manipulate them and I'm going to just be a puppet master and I'm going to be Geppetto. Okay, Geppetto. So he's really trying to do all of this. And meanwhile, nobody likes him. And it seems like he's not even like that aware, which is scary. It's like, do you not know these people don't like you just yet, fool? He thinks they still like him. And this whole week, we see that him, Mike, and Shannon, they don't even know these people don't really like them. Meanwhile, Bunky's sick of him. Nicole is sick of him. Kent is getting sick of them. And it's like, what's happening? Y'all don't even know what's going on around you. But
what's hilarious, too, about Dr. Will is that, his strategy at this time is like he's in the diary room. He's like, I'm taking control of them because he has them go through this 24-hour fast, and he's like, I want to have them go to this fast so I can see who has the most willpower in this game, and that's going to show me who I can control and who I can't. It's just like, what is these tasks and special op things like? None of this is actually.
He's just bored.
It definitely gives he's just bored, 100%. But it's funny because it's like I know that he becomes like this, strategic like mastermind essentially, especially like in All Stars. So I can't wait to see the comparison between here and in All Stars, where the game is more developed. Because like this, it's not really but a strategy.
He's bored as hell. I think what you can tell about Will's diary rooms, because he has a few. He had one that he was like, I can tell Nicole is here to play. And we see in his diary rooms, he sounds smart. We know he's a doctor. So it's like, it seems like a smart person who's bored, I guess. Because I can tell Will is smart, but he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything right now. So,
and even the way he's like pissing people off, it's more so, I feel like literally they just don't like how his personality is. Like the way he speaks about things, or like other people, like Kent didn't like that he mentioned something about as a doctor, he wouldn't feel bad telling a family that their their family member had died or something like that, or like some of his jokes are just like, you know what I mean? And it's like, this is really just him existing, and he is pissing y'all off like that. At this moment, I'm sitting here like, how the fuck did this man win this game? Like, it does not make any fucking sense.
Yeah, because of the three of them, they are disliking him the most. After this, they literally get a video camera and they have to make it home film, or they don't have to, or do they? They have to make a home film. And it's Will and Mike kind of running the whole thing. And we see that Hardy's getting annoyed with that. Bunky's getting annoyed with them with that. So all they're doing is just, first of all, helping Nicole's case by pissing people off, but also just pissing people off for no fucking reason. So that happens. And then we get another Will and Shannon segment. They're allegedly brother and sister. Oh, I just see Shannon as a sister. And he's like, a sister I want to fuck, but a sister.
Okay, Swaggy and Bailey.
Girl, because Swaggy, now you my little sister. Now I fucks with you, girl.
Sure.
We know what sister means. Well, no, wait, whoa.
Hold on, wait.
But in this context, King. So they're pretending they don't like each other, but flirting and cuddling and all up on each other.
It's just not cute. It's never gonna be cute. I'm sorry. I need that Shannon girl out.
At all. So what I noticed is Kent and Bunky earlier had a conversation trashing Will together, basically hoping that all of the people who aren't in Chilltown can get together and work together. And then we see Kent and Bunky have another conversation, and Kent is calling Bunky out and basically like, I mean, I thought you were gay. And Bunky was like, I am. And Bunky just lets him know. And this is when we get Ken basically, first he accuses him. He's like, why'd you lie? And whoop. But once we get
so disgusting. Like,
just weird.
It's none of your business, actually. That's one.
Why are you a homophobe? Mind you, you're a homophobe. The first thing you told him is you don't fuck with the gays.
Like, and you're confused why I have to lie?
Just weird. But after that, he starts asking him like genuine questions. He's like, did you like it? Like, do you want to be that? And Bunky basically explains that he hated being gay. He did not want to be gay. He prayed to God that he wasn't going to be gay. He felt like he would rather kill himself at times than be gay. He did not like being gay at all. And it's so like surreal hearing that, because it's like it's just true. It's genuine. I remember in 2017, 18, where you think what people would be less ignorant. I had a conversation about this same thing. People at school, some of my schoolmates were like accusing me of choosing to be gay. And they were like, no, you choose it every day. And I'm like, why would I choose to be hated by everybody? Like Bunky's saying, why would I choose for people to literally be disgusted by me? You're disgusted right now. You don't like the fact that I'm gay, and you think I'm choosing to do it? Why would I do that? Why would I want to be hated, jumped, beat up? Gay niggas get beat up. Gay niggas get killed. People go around killing gay people. DLs be killing gay people. Gay people be killing we be getting killed. So no one would want to do that. And that's basically what Bunky is saying. Like, I didn't want it, nigga. Get over it.
But I think that's what's so annoying is that, like, in general, I loved the conversation. And I think I would love more experiences like this on the show. But it is just annoying that someone like Kent, and we talked about it earlier, that like he can probably continue. Well, he did continue to have these homophobic viewpoints while having a form of relationship with a gay person. And it does take a level of privilege to want to associate yourself with someone while still having viewpoints that what's the word I'm looking for? Oppress them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Kent, as a homophobic man, if he was still alive today, while he was alive, was probably voting or pushing for a lot of things that would restrict what Bunky could do as a gay man in this world. You know what I mean? And it's like, how can you even have a relationship with someone that you're willing to do that to? It's weird, but a lot of people do it. That'd be those people who be like, oh, I don't understand why we can't be friends because we have different standpoints on certain things. Why would I want to be friends with someone that literally votes against everything that I stand for? That doesn't make any sense.
It's so weird because sometimes you get stuck in it. Sometimes, you know, as a gay person, you get stuck in a friendship like that. You don't even know. Like, you think they cool, and then randomly they be like, I wouldn't want my son to be gay, though. And it's like, what? Hello? I'm right. Hello? Like, I'm right here. And you just said that for real? And they be so dead ass. That's the scary part. You're so serious.
And it's like, I love that he took the time to, I guess, see his point of view. But were you really understanding? No.
And you know what it is? Kent respected Bunky, not gay people. He respected Bunky. So when he said, I respect you, he meant just you, Bunky. And that's the issue. Like, that's why they're capable of being friends. It's that idea of you're a good one. You're the good kind.
You're the exception.
You're the exception. And it's like, bitch, are you dumb or stupid? Because there's so many people. You think only one of them, like, it's just both. That's what it is. Later on, they do another luxury hump. It's to get food. They get a filet. Congratulations.
I'm so tired.
Like, that was the third luxury food comp this week. I can't. They should have just did a POV. After that, we get Nicole campaigning again, and we see that
going to work.
We see that Justin is kind of on her side. He's counting votes with her. We see that she thinks Krista is someone who won't vote with her. She kind of feels like all of Chilltown plus Krista won't vote with her. But Krista has a diary room, and she's like, I'm pretending to be with Will and them, but if I get an HOH, that nigga Will can go. And that's what I knew.
Mind you, she's a liar.
That's when I knew that was mother. Will,
Krista when she had that diary room, I was like, mother, okay, June, your Florida crowd is slipping.
Your Florida crowd is slipping.
If you know what happens in week 2, which we kind of got to a little bit already.
Maybe not. Maybe it's not slipping. But this is the thing. Krista is interesting because this is the first iteration of this game. And Krista is just deciding to pretend to be close with Chilltown, but also pretend to be close with
the OG floater, bitch. Like, put some respect on my good sister Krista's name. I look like Krista and Monica.
Period. I don't know.
It was like the OG building blocks of what a floater strategy could be.
I feel like there's 2 types of floaters that I've started to realize, and I feel like they embody the 2 different types of floaters, in my opinion. But that's a deeper conversation, which we could get to another time. Period. After this, we see Nicole's campaign picking up steam because Kent is trying to basically convince Monica to keep Nicole because Monica is really feeling like Nicole is a very big threat for her game, so she doesn't necessarily want her to stay. But everybody else
clocked that tea.
Did. Everybody else is kind of feeling like they want to keep Nicole at this point, and we see that that's picking up steam. This is when we get, girl,
some drama, mama.
Just a weird situation. So from this point, since before this point, we've seen Justin have semi-good relationships with people. He has a good relationship with Bunky. He's cool with Chilltown, and everyone seems to kind of gravitate towards him a little bit. Everyone likes him. But we see that he's been taking Kent's pillow from his bed, and Kent is basically telling him to stop taking his pillow. And after Kent asks for his pillow back, he gets it back. Kent goes outside, and Justin goes to grab another pillow. And as he's walking past the window of Kent outside, Kent is basically like, this is the second time you done took my pillow. And Justin gets angry. So he goes outside and he's like, this is not the second time. I don't know his voice. How you do his voice? I can't do it. But he's basically like, stop saying this is the second time. This is only the first time I took your pillow. I can't do it. He got an Italian accent. Imagine me saying it in
it's real Italian, Joyzy, like
Joyzy, and then he's missing teeth.
His words.
He's missing teeth. Oh, I sound like Enzo. But anyways,
he kind of sounds like Enzo.
He kind of sounds like Enzo with no teeth. But Justin gets in this nigga face, and he's basically like, "I didn't do it 2 times. I did it once." And he's mad about like the number of times he took it. You still took the nigga pillow. Kent bucks up back to him, but he's clearly scared. No shade. And Justin's basically like saying he's gonna knock this nigga out for saying that he took it twice. And it's like,
okay, call this man nigga. These are all white men.
Oh, not that nigga, but he's gonna knock him out. That man. But it was given aggressive. It was just a weird thing, and we'll see what it comes to. Girl. After that, we see Will and Shannon flirting again. They giggling, kicking their legs, kicking their feet. This scene was actually cute because they was in the storage room.
What? Ain't nothing shit about cute without Will and Shannon. Shit, I can't even say it. Ain't shit cute about Will and Shannon.
They like went to the bed and like did things. I don't know if they fucked, but they did.
The covers were moving.
And Will had the diary room. He was like, to your boyfriend at home, baby, give it up. And it's like, so Shannon had a boyfriend at home. What do you think of bitches cheating on Big Brother? What do you think of people cheating on Big Brother? Do you care? Because people be getting
I just genuinely don't care. I don't.
Christine, she cheated on her husband. You don't give a fuck?
I didn't like Christine because Christine was a weirdo. I didn't care if she was cheating on her husband. I am not going to concern myself with stuff like that. That doesn't affect me. You're a cheater. Your boyfriend's gonna see that. I don't like it. Because at the end of the day, for Will, baby,
I do it too. I know I wouldn't, but maybe I don't know. But she cheating. Who cares? Boom. Next, we get to who cares? We get to the eviction episode, and at the start of the eviction episode, Julie lets us know that Justin has been expelled for violence and intimidation. Our first expulsion on the first season. Well, kind of the first.
I find that so hilarious because we just watched V25. Luke was expelled the first eviction, and we watched this.
It's still happening, bitch.
The person they didn't stop the eviction. Like they should have stopped the eviction.
They should have. They weren't thinking about all that. That's a lot to think of. That would have been a gag, low key. Mm-hmm. But they basically show us all the reasons why Justin is getting expelled. He said he wanted to punch Autumn in her stomach. It gave me Jackson
stomping mud
holes and bitches. My thing is, if you were removing him for saying he punched Autumn in the stomach, why wasn't Jack removed for saying he wanted to stomp a mud hole through Kimmy's chest?
Ooh, because that was the only reason why he was removed.
Okay, there was more.
There was way more.
There was also the fight with Kent, which we already saw. We saw a diary room of Justin saying that he understands that physical violence and intimidation isn't a part of the game. So Justin understands these rules, y'all.
He's saying it like a kid. Like, I understand that I can't physically violate or intimidate anyone.
I can't sexually assault people.
My thing is, they had to tell you that you couldn't sexually, like, assault or.
I feel like every time I come in here, it's like, Justin, you can't sexually assault somebody. Justin, you can't beat somebody up. Man, I get it. I can't beat nobody up, man. What the fuck?
And it's like, How are y'all? They have always been making terrible casting decisions. Like always. Since Big Brother 2.
He needed a background check.
Girl. The
or
thing is,
conversation. You
when he was expelled, there's a scene of Mike and Will like going through his like gathering his things. He didn't have a driver's license. He had a boat license. Y'all casting a man that ain't got no driver's license?
Oh my God. Maybe it is like SpongeBob, like you couldn't drive a car, so you just got a boat license, and SpongeBob can't drive a boat. So he got no, okay. So yes, Justin was told that he can't beat people up and he can't sexually intimidate people. And then we get to the real reason he was expelled. Because on a night that they got a lot of alcohol, apparently, a lot of stuff was going down this night, apparently.
The girls were getting drunkiana.
Girls were getting drunk.
This is probably when they was giving them real liquor. And for the people who don't know, they don't have real like knives in the house and things anymore. And honestly, I feel like it's because of this night. I feel like this was the night that was like, hold on, Holiday. We can't give these people liquor and shit too much.
They were way too drunk, clearly. Or maybe they need to just not put psychos in the damn house. But anyways, Justin and Krista are in the kitchen, and they've been flirting here and there. There were scenes of them like cuddled up. And
it was giving budding showmance for real. Which, if he was not crazy, would have been an interesting piece for Krista.
Very much so. Because Krista, her game with him as a showman will be so different. But boom. And Justin was in a good position himself. Like, Chilltown really liked him, but so did the other people. Very similar to Krista's position. Like, both sides really liked him. But hey, they were in the kitchen, and Justin randomly says, "Would you be mad if I killed you?" Lee.
And is that flirting?
You with your man in the kitchen.
Flirting.
You know, y'all, some niggas like guns pointed to their head while they doing it.
That's what this is giving.
This is what this is giving. Like, that's crazy. So that's what Justin thought this was.
What's the visual needed?
Justin thought this was, I don't know what he thought this was. But Krista is giggling and Googling with him. Street says Krista claims to not remember none of this. Mm-hmm. Allegedly,
and they were drunk.
Krista doesn't remember it.
Maybe.
And I believe women. So Krista said, and I believe it, Krista doesn't remember any of this. She was too drunk. So he asked her, "Would you be mad if I killed you?" She didn't even respond. She giggled. Because what type of fucking question is that? Julie explains, they cut this part off, but if you want to see the video, trigger warning, it's on our Twitter in our community. BB Rewind community that you should join. Is on the Twitter of the actual video of him putting the knife up to her neck. But she's laying down, or she's like laying on the counter, and he like lifts her neck and puts the knife. This a big ass like Michael Myers knife, bitch.
Like he really could. It would have been over. I know.
He could have sneezed and she would have been dead.
I know the producers was in the room. Like, what is going on?
That's what I mean. When the papers are flying and it's on fire.
And what they're saying in the archive shit is that, I mean, he was called to the dining room immediately after that. Like, they got him up out of there. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. Immediately.
So he had to see a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist deemed there's no way he could go back in. I don't know why.
How was he deemed to ever get in?
We should have never been. That thing, if you failed the psych test now, you probably failed it before, no? So, boom, he gets expelled. Thank God, because he was close to murdering somebody on TV.
Live, bitch.
Thank God Krista's alive. God damn, that was scary. So he leaves, and Big Brother lets them know that Justin was expelled. And a lot of them were sad at first. They was feeling some type of way because they don't know.
Chilltown. Like,
Krista didn't remember. Krista didn't remember. And none of them knew what happened for him to get expelled. They're just thinking, oh, he was just doing too much arguing, or he was just bucking up to too many people, threatening too many people. So they understood he was threatening them, but they didn't know he put a knife to somebody's neck and asked them if they was.
And Krista don't remember to tell them, so no one knew. I'm assuming
so no one really knew what happened. So they were shook a little bit, but Not too much, low key.
What's
And we
crazy is
see,
that it was starting to get blamed like on Will. Like, and this is how you know they really dislike that man. Because they're like, clearly Will was a bad influence on him. And it's like, Will is not walking around arguing with people over pillows and sexually forcing himself onto people. Like, don't try to put that on Will. Justin was crazy all on his own.
Yeah. They basically were trying to make it seem like Chilltown, because Chilltown was inside laughing at his boat license. And the rest of the people was outside, and they were kind of trying to decipher what's going on. And they were like, it's their fault, and they were a bad influence, all of them, specifically Will. And Bunky was like, I couldn't be a good influence the way I needed to, and with the woo. But after this, we really see how the house dynamics are forming, because Ken explains it to us that it's Chilltown / the Brat Pack, which is Shannon, Will, and Mike versus the real people. And the real people is everybody else, him and his crew. Kent, Bunky, Nicole, Monica, Sheryl, Autumn, Hardy. Those are the real people, and then it's the Chilltown versus them. So that's the way the house is set up, and that's how people are feeling. And that kind of just starts bubbling throughout this week. Shannon and Autumn get in an argument throughout this week. It's kind of separating the sides more. We see Shannon kind of being a little rude to the girls. So it's the sides are splitting. The house is splitting. And this is when we start getting the votes, the diary room votes.
And they need to go back to this. We do not need, especially in a season of 16 players, every single vote read. It's because most of these votes in New Era BB are unanimous or one-sided. Like, there are barely any close votes ever. Or like, I don't mind if it's scripted like this, like it's pre-taped, and then when jury hits, we do individual. Look, I'm sick of the fucking shout-outs. It would take out the shout-outs, and I love that we get to hear individually how they actually feel. I think give it some time. Like, these should be filmed Wednesday night. That way you could do all your campaigning. Wednesday night we film it, and then we're done with it. Or Thursday morning. Get somebody into that second diary room and get the shit filmed. I just think it'll be way more cleaner. You can fit the HOH in the competition. You can fit other things. You can fit the HOH into the episode. You can just fit other things in. We do not need, like I said, especially at top 16, to hear every vote. Because especially if you're watching the feeds, you know who's going home. Sometimes by time when the person is nominated, you know who's going home.
And it would still be a surprise to the viewers because we don't know the vote count.
No.
Until, especially if you leave some out. Because, for example, when they do this, they don't show every single person's vote. They only show the diary rooms of like some of the people. We didn't even get to see Krista or somebody or Bunky's diary room. We didn't see it.
And you don't have to see everybody. Why are we watching Pow Pow vote? I don't know. It's the most random
what person. I like about the idea though is like I want to know real raw opinions from the house guests. We don't get that anymore. I never really know what someone's thinking. We have to wait until Mimi is in the storage room and we kind of catch it on feed to know what she's really thinking. We don't know what they're thinking in New Big Brother because they don't let them have real ass diary rooms. I would love for the voting to just be their diary rooms about the person they're voting so we know how they feel. I love these old seasons because we know how they feel about people. It's not fake. It's not fraudulent. And we don't have to watch the feeds to know. We can see it on the episode. I know Bunky hates Will. Thank you. Fuck. Show us that in new season.
I don't have to see.
Who mean you like to hate?
Well, I vote to evict Nicole. Shout out mom, dad, sister, brother, uncle, cousin, Tom. Like,
and then people, they be getting up out of the chair trying to still talk.
Right, they be exiting the door. Like, who else? Shit.
We didn't get no happy birthday. Like what?
They start cutting the mic and it's cutting the screen. Like when they start talking,
they be trying to. But no. So we get to voting diary rooms. We hear Shannon and Will. They both say the same thing. They don't like Nicole. They vote into a victor. Great. Boom. We see in between these votes, Hardy says that he's formed a one-on-one relationship with Nicole more than Sheryl. When he's voting, he says he's formed more of a one-on-one relationship with Nicole than Sheryl. So he's voting to evict Sheryl. Monica says Nicole will be a threat to her in the future. Clocked. So she votes to evict Nicole.
Gagged.
Boom. We see a scene Nicole and Mike get in a little argument. It's more of the rift between Chilltown and the rest of the house. There's just random tiffs they're having. It's like random tiffs about random shit. But no, Nicole's basically calling him out because he nominated her, and she feels like he cut her off from the rest of the house and tried to isolate her and shit like that, and she don't like that. And Mike is basically like, the way you want to play just don't fit with the crew, so you got to go. Mike is very cocky about the fact that Nicole is going home, and she is not. So there's that.
And we do know inklings that, like, I'm assuming in some of the archive footage, like, he was aware that the vote was going to potentially flip. There's an argument that he has with Autumn in the next week that kind of points to that we'll get into on our next podcast. But we still don't get too much footage of him trying to do anything about Nicole staying. So it's like, I mean, clearly, I just feel like, and like I said, that's why I just go, to me, it goes into, you probably wouldn't let that happen if you had more just seasons to review. But at the same time, you put her up, were you not going to make sure she would go?
Literally.
After talking all this shit?
All this shit. He's so confident. He's telling her to her face. So we see Sheryl and Nicole have an agreement. And their agreement is, no matter what, they're taking out one of Chilltown if they stay. And they talk about Mike, actually, taking out Mike if they stay. Because he's the one who did this to them. And Sheryl is not fucking with Chilltown either. But we find out right after, in Julie's conversation with Mike, the HOH, what Mike thinks about Sheryl. So
another segment that I hate that was cut. I used to love to talk to the HOH segment.
That was cute. They did it for a while because I remember Rachel having one, and Rachel was in BB12. Like, didn't they do it?
I want to say they did it in BB15 too, didn't they, or no?
I can't remember, but I know they did it for longer than it seems. Like, they did it in those middle seasons for sure, but they didn't do it, like, I guess
maybe 13 was the last. I can't remember though.
They didn't do it BB16 because there was 2 HOHs, and then I guess they just stopped doing it since then, maybe. But they haven't done it in a while. But I love it. They really should bring it back because we get to know raw fucking answers. They did it with Cody BB22 randomly, week 1.
Oh, they did it up until 14.
Up until 14. They need to bring that back. I love that. So she talks to Mike, and Mike doesn't know shit that's going on. He says he strongly feels Sheryl is staying. He says, but he does think the vote will be close. And we find out that they think, Chilltown definitely thinks Krista is voting with them. And if Krista did vote with them, it would be 4-4. And he mentioned that it might be a tie. So I think Mike has an awareness of who's voting with him, except Krista is his blind spot. I think he thought Krista was voting with him and it was going to tie probably, and he would save Sheryl and it wouldn't matter. But Krista did not vote with him.
And this is just another thing. Like, at the end of the day, having knowledge about prior seasons or not, like, your read on the environment that you're currently in as a human being should be somewhere on par, and it was not. Like, how are you wrong about everything you're talking about? Sheryl hates you. The vote is not that damn close.
You don't think Sheryl gonna take him out? Why did you think?
Like,
Sheryl
you think you have Krista? That's the one person you don't have. You actually have Monica. And even when he's talking about Nicole, he's like, "Yeah, I think she played the sympathy card with some of the women." Whole time, it's the men that's keeping her. Can't Bunky Hardy are the main ones who want her here over Sheryl. So you were just wrong, baby.
About everything. So boom, we get the rest of the votes, and Julie comes on and she announces to the house that by a vote of 5-3, Sheryl, you are evicted. Mike is gagged. Chilltown is upset.
I mean, think about it. This first week,
first blindside,
the first pawn goes home, and the expulsion, bitch. Big Brother 2 was serving. Like, I'm sorry. I would have been. If I was.
Everything in Big Brother in this.
Literally.
People,
I would have been gagged.
Even the fact that they thought Krista voted with them, it's like every layer of Big Brother that could be in this week is in it. Thinking
Monica Loki giving
flipping.
Monica Loki giving a hinky vote because she voted the other way and no one knew.
A hinky vote, the votes flipping, delusional, people running out, a blind side, a split house, bitch. Girl.
And what I find so interesting is Monica's vote, because I feel like we don't get much from Monica in these episodes this first week. But what I do notice is that she's in a lot of conversations. Like, every time we see her kind of with different groups of people, which I feel like just gives me the impression that she's obviously good socially, and I also knows her placement, which kind of proves that. But it clearly shows that she's good socially. And what I love about these older seasons is that you're not tied to a group, so your vote isn't locked in that way. She was able to vote out who she wanted to vote out because it's not like this big stigma on making sure you're on the right side, and I really enjoy that. Like that's another thing. That's another thing that makes it not annoying, but it can be stagnant when with them having alliances so soon. Is because everyone's kind of already in agreement going to the vote. Like I don't think these people weren't that in agreement. Like they clearly were not.
Yeah, they weren't. That's why I don't think Monica was certain who was going home. I don't think Monica felt, oh, she's definitely going home, so I gotta vote. She didn't feel that. Everyone's up to voting however they want when they actually get in that diary room, and you never really know. And I love that ambiguity because it causes shit like this, where it's like different people voting different ways and not caring about the pressure of the house.
There is no backlash from it. Like no, like we didn't see anyone pissy mad about, oh, where's the extra voting?
Yeah.
You know.
Who voted where? Like no one's worried about it. Boom, boom. So after this, Sheryl goes out. Julie interviews her. Who cares? And then we get the Justin interview. And it's like Julie is smoldering at him. Is that a word? Julie's like,
she was in her interview bag here, okay? Call her Barbara Walters, okay?
Literally.
So Justin,
you don't think?
Are you aware?
She said, do you understand why you were expelled from the house?
He said, like, well, no.
He said, I genuinely don't get how someone would think if I put a knife up to someone's neck and tell them and ask them if I will kill them, how y'all would think I need to get expelled for that. I don't understand that. I don't understand why.
I mean, and she liked it. Like,
I don't understand why y'all would think a girl
she didn't tell me to stop.
Be putting a knife to her neck, asking me if I'm going to kill her. She clearly visibly liked it. Why I don't understand why that would be a reason to remove me from the game.
Rocks for
brains. So you don't think you deserve to be removed. He said, I don't think I deserve to be. And it's like, not only are you psycho, you're dumb.
Yeah. And that's what they casted.
And they casted it.
But child, he's out.
Child.
And that was week one.
That was week one. Great motherfucking week. Let's get into these motherfucking plans. This is weird, y'all.
We are gonna rate the second season cast. Autumn is eating her picture, bitch. Autumn is eating.
I thought the same thing.
Autumn is that girl. Where's Autumn? Shit. We need to see what she got today.
Starving. Girl, so
this why they was mad. They always hate the pretty girl. The
pretty black girl. That's Bailey.
Black girl, yeah, black girl with the.
So before we get into these ratings, disclaimer: no matter what, we unfortunately have seen 25 seasons of this damn show. We're on season 25 in reality, so we're gonna try our best to be objective based on what was going on, this being the first ever season, and them not having the knowledge of future seasons. So, of course, the gameplay this season isn't going to be as complex as what was going on in 25, 24, 23, because the game has so much precedence, so much shit has happened. So we're going to try to keep it based on what they know and what's going on in this season the best as we can. And try to give these ratings, fairly to them, to be fair to the players. It's not fair to rate them on shit that happened in BB25. Of course,
it's gonna be I feel like a lot of leniency on strategy because a lot of strategy is just not established. But I think it's also going to be some leniency on social game. Like Justin, I mean, we could just start with him. He's a good example. Like I feel like this first week, he was set up pretty good socially. If he was not expelled because of this situation in Krista, I don't think he would be targeted probably for a while. Now, because of how he acted, I can see that being an issue later down the line. Like at some point, we're just getting tired of it, And I don't see him stopping the way he was acting, but the fact that he wasn't an immediate turnoff is shocking to me. Because the way he was acting throughout week one, I was like, oh, of course he's like a 3 or 2 or 1. But like, no, they clearly didn't really have an issue with it that much at all. So for someone like Justin, it's really hard to go like too low, because I wouldn't say it's like a 1, but I would honestly say he would end this week off. I don't know. I'm gonna just say 3.
Okay. Honestly, I feel Justin was not evicted. He wasn't nominated. He was expelled. So I kind of feel like for Justin, I will be a little higher on him. I'm gonna give Justin a 5. I feel like you said,
And
he
see,
was
I was
socially.
gonna do that, but I was like, let me dock points a little bit, just because like the personality is crazy.
It is. I do feel like eventually he would have gotten targeted, which is why he's not above a 5. But based on just this first week that he played, almost everyone liked him. Even Krista, she had a knife to her neck, but she was flirting with him. That's why she had the knife there. She was flirting with him. Like, I feel like most people liked him, and one of the people who didn't was Kent, and Kent was probably going to target Chilltown, all 3 members of Chilltown, before he targeted Justin. And
no, I
who is
like
Kent?
Kent for real.
And Kent targeting you, it means nothing. So I think Justin was in a pretty good spot, unfortunately. But he went home, so who cares? Got expelled. So yeah, it's given a 5. Sheryl, for me, it's kind of similar to Justin. Sheryl was really well liked. She went home next to Nicole, who I would argue is probably the best player this season. And like I was saying earlier in the podcast, if Sheryl was nominated against a worse player, where there is a lot of in this class, Autumn or Kent or one of Chilltown, someone who was more hated, she probably would have just stayed by just being nice and just being social. What Sheryl didn't do was campaign. She didn't campaign at all. She didn't really try to convince people to keep her, but I'm assuming she just assumed they would because she is well liked.
And that's why you don't assume.
And you do not assume, and that's the issue. But this is the first ever week of the first ever season of Big Brother, so I'll give her some leeway on that. I'll give her some leeway on that too. She wasn't the intended target. She did get votes to stay anyway. She was 1 vote from actually staying. If Krista did save her, she would have stayed anyways because it would have been tied. And I feel like there was not too much she could have done. It's not like she could have flipped everything around or something.
I mean, Nicole did.
Nicole did, but that's the thing. That's mother. You'll see what score I give her. So, and I will say Sheryl got second in HOH. She could have been HOH this week. It's a lot of circumstance with her. So I'll give her a 5 as well. I feel like she did what she could do for the most part. First season ever.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying. I think I'm just go with the 4 because I don't. Because at the end of the day, even with these earlier seasons, if you kind of know the end game, whether you're hip to what strategy is or not, the people who make it to the end are the ones who pick it up. And Sheryl really wasn't picking it up. And like I don't like that she didn't campaign. And I feel like, yeah, of course she would have we can assume that maybe she would have campaigned more if she watched more seasons to be watched. But there are people in New Age seasons that don't campaign when they're nominated at all. So, and I just feel like she didn't have much past everyone liking her because we didn't see many scenes of her trying to join a group, initiate a group. Like, I just feel like you see what Nicole's doing, at least match that, and then she kind of says herself that she's not shocked. She's not shocked that it happened. So that means you were slightly aware and we still got nothing of you attempting to stay. So I just don't think that, like, if there was something more to her game, maybe we would have started this week. And the fact that we didn't is like, well, I mean, even if she did stay, where was she actually going to go in this game?
Yeah. I do feel like if she stayed, she would have made it to the end of the game. That's another
I don't know, though, because she is so well liked. Like, the main reason why they want her to go home is because they kept saying she was so liked. If she doesn't have anything she's bringing to her game, and it is just, we all like Sheryl, I think at some point she probably just win. I mean, look at the final 2 of this season. Like, if you know it, you know it. Like, it wasn't nobody.
Clock it. That's Sheryl. How you feeling
about Daddy Will or Autumn?
We can do Daddy Will.
Daddy
no,
Will.
You know what? Let's say Will for last.
Okay, Poppy.
Let's do Autumn.
Autumn. Now, everyone hates a pretty girl. Poor Autumn. They calling her needy. They calling her childish. They saying she's coming on too strong. And it really is. It seems like it's everyone. I feel like at the end of the day, if it wasn't Shelltown being this kind of like large entity that they have to deal with, Autumn probably would be the likely go-to target. After this first week, you would assume she wouldn't get touched because of Chilltown, but we'll see how that goes. But even in general, when it comes to this first week, socially, she's just not doing good at all. Like, no one genuinely likes her. No one genuinely has a real relationship with her. And I don't know how aware of that she is, really. I think that it seems like that she isn't aware that people feel this type of way about her. And if you're not aware, you're not going to be able to switch it up to like get people on your side. For this first week, I'm going to have to go with a 3.
Ooh. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. She really is not that well liked. I do feel like she has some connections, like the Bunky and Nicole thing. When Nicole was, first of all, Bunky told her first that he was gay, and then Nicole approached Bunky and her. So it seems like her and Bunky are really close, and maybe Nicole is too. And those are kind of the only people who haven't talked badly about her. But that's the issue. Everybody else has talked pretty negatively about her. Hardy has. Shannon argued with her this week. Will and them don't like her. And it doesn't seem like Krista or Monica care for her that much, or Kent. It only seems like, if anyone, just Bunky and maybe Nicole would like target her. But I think the Chilltown thing really, really buffers her because she's on the side of the majority. Everyone's working together, and then Chilltown is probably going to be targeted next week, pretending I don't know what happened. I would assume Chilltown would just be nominated. And it's very, very likely Chilltown is nominated. It's only probably one scenario in this house that Autumn goes home next week. And that scenario did happen. But I do feel like that's the only time that Autumn would have went home. And that's why I'm kind of like conflicted, because it's like, I don't think she's in
but like, even if she makes it past that week, how far is she going to go past that? That's what I'm saying. Like, I just think there was always...
And I will say, I do feel like if she made it past that week, she could have went, probably past all the Chilltown, which is already top 7. So because it's such a small cast and somebody was expelled, it's like, honestly, she probably could have made it a little bit deeper if she just made it past this 1 week, especially because she wouldn't have been a threat. She's not threatening. Same reason Sheryl, like you kind of said, Sheryl probably wouldn't have made it to the end. I kind of feel that way but Autumn probably would have, because she wasn't that like. All the not like people made it to the end after this first little hump of round.
Yeah, but they were smart, not like
they were smart, and that's the issue. But also I just feel like Autumn's not target. Even like, we know she goes home, but from what we know, I wouldn't assume anyone would target her ever. And I feel like that's because she's kind of weak and she's not that smart. But I'm just gonna give her 3.5 anyways. That's what I was gonna give her. But I just feel like I just wouldn't assume she would go home so immediately.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe I'm definitely using outside sources for this, but like I just know like early BB not being liked is enough. It really is. And that kind of is what gets her sent home when she does go home. It's because she just simply isn't liked. Because even the person she's next to, she could have stayed next to. She doesn't because she's not liked.
Yeah. That's the issue. Bunky. I don't know. I think I kind of like Bunky's position. Even though Bunky is kind of like, in a way, this whole first week has kind of been him like having sympathy towards him. It's in a way also a good strategy. When people feel like they want to protect you, people kind of like you more. We saw him have a good conversation with Monica. Him and Autumn had a great conversation. Him and Nicole have good conversations. Him and Kent had a great conversation. And it's kind of because of this, situation he was put in. Even him and Mike had a conversation. And I feel like all of these like one-on-ones he's had with so many people because of what was going on with him being gay has kind of caused people to feel a little bit of protection for him, I feel. Like Mike said it. He wants to protect him. Monica said if anyone got a problem. Autumn said if anybody got a problem. Kent said, I respect you. It's like he's garnered respect just from that situation. So I feel like he's in a good position. He seems someone who's actually ingratiated in this like other people's side as well. Like when it's talking about this narrative of hating Will, him, Kent, and Nicole are kind of the main ones saying it. And I feel like him, and Nicole are kind of in more of the better positions relationship wise within that group. So I kind of like where he's sitting. And he's not strategic. He told the girls that the boys were linking up. He's helped push the anti-will agenda. So he's not strategic either. So I like that too. I like Bunky and where he's at. It's early on though. So right now I'll give him a 6. And we'll see what we're doing.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with the 6 for the same reasons. I feel like if we could like rank the real people group, which is basically everyone outside of Chilltown, I do feel like he is a little bit more protected because I'm also thinking of like just proximity to Nicole, who I feel like Nicole is definitely the leader of this group, which we'll get more into this next week because spoiler alert, Will runs right to the leader to try and plead his case because he knows. And from what we kind of can glean, I feel like, of course, Hardy is a good duo for her, but Bunky is, when important conversations are happening and they're talking about our crew, it's mainly Bunky, Hardy, and Nicole kind of in a lot of those conversations. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like he's not going to be touched probably for a while, I can see. So I agree with the 6.
How you feeling about Hardy?
I think Hardy, I'm going to give a 6 as well. With someone like Hardy, I mean, it's just very clear that this type of archetype has always ate up Big Brother. You know what I mean? He looks great. He got a nice smile. He got a nice body. He's chill. He's laid back. He can bond with the bros. The girls want him. He can go anywhere he wants. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to judge him too hard because the strategic aspect isn't necessarily, paramount in these earlier seasons because like strategically, I mean, there's not much other than everyone just hates Chilltown right now. But just in general, I feel like, the outside of the box thinking of, everyone hates Nicole, like Hardy being the first one to like make a relationship with her. I really like seeing that type of gameplay. Like he didn't just bro down with the guys, he decided to join up with Nicole, work with Bunky. I really like that he just went outside of kind of this stereotype that he could have just easily fit into, really, and he did not do that. I don't see him being touched for a while. Like who is really going to go after Hardy? Like honestly.
Yeah. Hardy benefits from that. You fine and you a man. Archetype really much. Like I'm surprised he didn't even win this game because the way Hayden and Drew and Cody recently and just any attractive man who can win comps, it's like you really make it far. And he's basically just liked. No one dislikes him. Even like I was talking to Lee about the Autumn situation. Autumn still likes him, but in that conversation with Autumn, he was not being nice to her even in person. He wasn't nice in the diary room, but he also wasn't nice in person. She was talking to him and he was like, sure, Autumn. Okay. And like he was not actually having a conversation with him. He doesn't even like Chilltown and they still like him. And it's like, that's just annoying a little bit. But I just feel like he just benefits. He's just neutral and easily liked and all of that. So he got that benefit. But I don't think he's like necessarily strategically there. I feel like when people are talking, it's mostly Nicole and Bunky and Kent. And he's kind of like in the conversations because he's likable. But other than that, he's not really talking with them about it just yet. So I give him a 5.5. I give him 5.5. Very likable, but he's just not in the strategy for me yet. I need him to get in it. He needs to make the strategy. You start.
But what is the strategy other than we all
at least? But that's the thing. The reason I give Bunky a 6 is because he's actually having strategic conversations and he's leading them. Same with Nicole. I'm probably going to give her a high 1. Hardy's just 0.5 below them because he's not talking about strategy. That's my issue.
Okay. Keep it cute. Keep it cute.
Oh, that's okay.
No, I don't give
a fuck. Next is Kent. Kent is an interesting one because I feel like Kent has been the most strategic, but I also feel like he's very not well liked. Being strategic is always going to help you a little bit, but he's just not liked at all. But because he's in the conversations, I feel like he's a little bit more ingratiated than like an Autumn with the Bunky Nicole side because he's just such a big part in making sure this happened. He was trying to help convince Monica to flip to save Nicole. He's literally like advocating for Nicole in campaigning. He was one of the first people to be on board with it. So I think that set him up better with this side of the house than a lot of other people. Honestly, Monica didn't even vote with them. And they're probably still going to be targeting Chilltown. And that Chilltown buffer is always going to be helpful for, I feel like, everybody on this side of the house. But because Kent is not well liked, and I feel like if Chilltown were to win an HOH, they might nom Nicole and Kent, and that would put him in a bad position. I could definitely see him getting nominated or going home if the wrong person wins HOH. So I don't like that at all. I just like that he's strategic. I think I'll also give him the 3.5 as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's like one of those situations where, like, because he has an active gameplay, it forces him into conversations. Like, he was having one of the first conversations with Mike Boogie. You know, Mike, I can see him being like, well, I'm not going to target Kent because he's already talked to me about this alliance that I don't necessarily want to be in, but he's assuming that we're kind of building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's in those talks about going after Chilltown because he's one of the main ones who dislikes Chilltown, and he's open about that. But at the same time, it's like, what he specifically wants to do, like in the beginning, starting this Guys Alliance, we saw that really didn't stick at all with anyone. And I feel like if you're going to be an active player, it has to stick. And right now, like, it's not, but it's still working for him because I think they're using, like, if you're against Will and Chilltown, you're good with me. But that does not keep him safe. I can easily see him being used as a pawn, you know, moving forward, or just like someone that you could just take out easily. Like, he's always going to be, I think, a target in that way because I feel like he comes on really strong, and he is kind of abrasive with the streets and stuff, and I think that it's going to get annoying very quickly. But when I'm judging like this first week, I feel like it's about so. Like, I don't think it's not anything that I felt like watching this week would affect him too soon, especially before Chilltown. So I'm gonna say it's a 4.5.
Yeah, I fuck with it. How you feeling about Krista?
Mother Krista! I love Krista. I really do. I love her so much. When I first watched the season, I just stand the fuck out of her. I love literally anyone who uses the photo strategy. I kind of do love as a player in this game. They're always so interesting because for some reason, people go on this game about lying and backstabbing, and they forget that they have to lie and backstab. I love a bitch that's gonna be like, I don't like them. Do they know that? No. And that is Krista. She played in Chilltown's face so much that they believe that she was their third vote. And because Monica isn't saying anything about it, they just continue to believe that. So she is sitting basically by the end of this week pretty between two sides of the house. And she's in a position to, honestly, if she just doesn't win a competition, you know, she won't make any enemies to get people pissed off at her. So I really do like her position after this first week because it just shows that, like I said, I feel like it's the building blocks of that kind of floater strategy, you know? And like I feel like this is like the social maneuvering that, you know, could potentially get you a win for real. Like basically just literally just pretending. Like acting like you like these people when you really don't like them like that. Like she said this week that she would target Chilltown if she won HOH. But even if she were to win and not do it, it's like she's in a position where she's one of the only people who could actually do that because they actually like Krista. Like someone else outside of Chilltown not targeting them wouldn't even make any sense because Chilltown really doesn't like anyone in the goddamn house. Everyone is free game to them. So the fact that she is basically ingratiated on both sides, I really, really enjoy that about her first week strategy. I'm going to say, I'm trying to think what I'm trying to give my sister Nicole. I'm going to go 6.5. I'm going to go 6.5.
Ooh, interesting. You can be gagged. I really do like Krista's strategy. What I like especially about it is that she made it up. She created it. There has not been any Big Brother season ever in this format. And she came in and she decided, oh, there's two different groups. I'm just going to pretend to like both of them on purpose. And I'm going to purposely make both of them think I'm voting with her. We weren't sure what they were telling Mike and Will about the vote, but we know now Krista clearly told them she was saving Sheryl, and she did not do it, and they didn't catch her ass. So, but we know that she's lying to them. She's purposely lying to Chilltown, making them think that she's with them. She's purposely lying to the other side, making the other group think that she's with them. And that's, in my opinion, that's like next level. For you to be in Big Brother for 1 week and create and decide to do that just off a rip out of your booty hole and actually execute it pretty good so far, it's like that's honestly fucking amazing to me. And I really like Krista's game. I think she's super, super smart. Like, even the fact that she had a diary room and said, Will thinks I like him and I don't. She's so aware.
She's
She
socially
knows,
aware. She's aware of her position and other people's.
And it's crazy because Will and Mike really liked her to the point where they would not even assume she would be one who wouldn't vote with them. So it's like, not only is she faking, she's faking good as fuck because both sides really, really like her. When you're talking about Nicole and them group, they don't. Krista is right there in there with the group. They always are listing her when they're listing the people, and it's weird because they know how much Krista hangs with Chilltown, and they still are including her in this other group. Like, to me, that's my vote.
What you gonna give her? Because I'm moving my score up. Whatever you give her, change mine to it.
Honestly, I'm giving her 7.5. I
change mine to a 7.
I really do think this is a phenomenal strategy for it to be the first week of Big Brother ever. The fact that she made this up, like, this is insane. She's the original floater. She really is, and that's mother. Sorry, hoes.
Hate me. She's the it girl.
Mike Boogie. Now, he had a weird week because at the beginning of the week, I felt good about Mike. He was voted as the HOH because of his social game. It seemed like socially he was well liked for the most part. And when Chilltown started being hated, it was clear that Will was the one who was most hated, then Shannon, and then him by association. So it shows that his social game is good. And I think something Mike has all 3 of his seasons is his social game. Hold on. Disclaimer. I know this is Mike as a player, because some bitches don't understand. Mike as a human, he can leave that over there. I'm talking about Mike the player right now. Separate the two. Terrible person. Anyways, I feel like he showed in all 3 of his seasons that he is good socially. And I feel like this season it shows. Like, I think
14 was questionable.
I think people do like it. Not 14. 14 was weird. He was acting weird. But even there, like, I feel like before he actually got in the game, he was being like kind of normal. It was no.
I just watched it recently. He was being
not even that.
He was being a weirdo from the beginning.
Why was he being so weird that season?
I don't know.
But anyways, 2
years later, he got sued by his best friend.
So that's what it was. That's what it was.
He was going broke.
There was a lot going on with him.
Crazy.
But in BB7 and in BB2, he was very social, and that was like his main thing. And I think here it shows, and I like that. But strategy is not there. It's clear that he doesn't have anything else in his mind. And even like socially, although he could be good, he's grouped with this group of people, and he's isolating himself with these people. He won HOH, he nominated 2 people, and then didn't talk to nobody else the rest of the week. He just talked to Will and Shannon, hung out with Will and Shannon, and Will and Shannon have this aura to them that is better than. They've been irritating the house together, him and them. They've been annoying people all week. And he hasn't been aware at all that Nicole, he claims he felt like some of the votes were flipping. He didn't do anything about it. It was very sloppy, very terrible HOH week 2. You targeted somebody. They didn't go home.
And that's why I just feel like I have to separate the idea of like he's such a bad HOH because it's the first ever HOH. Like, it comes down to self-awareness.
Yeah, it really does.
And as a person, as a human being, you should have self-awareness to pick up on social cues, to understand when people feel this type of way. And it just wasn't there.
It just wasn't there. And that's the issue. So this week it started off good and it got terrible. I'm going to have to and now Chilltown is going to be targeted. I will say a lot of people said they wanted to target Will and Shannon before him, but that's only 1 round maybe, babe. So that's not that good either. I don't feel good at all. I'm going to have to give him a 2.5. Yeah, honestly.
I'm gonna go with the 3. I feel like the only positive thing, I agree with everything you said. I feel like the only positive thing is that the fact that people are mentioning Shannon and Will above him. That could potentially give him time. If he's able to stay longer than them 2, I think it would give someone like Boogie chances to re-ingratiate himself because he's not threatening. And I think if Will and Shannon were not there, he would be a threat at all. Like, even if he did everything the same this week without the connection to Will and Shannon, then he could still be good. But it's the fact that he got in that bed with them, and then he didn't open his eyes at all to what was happening around him. And I can't. First situation ever or not, I can't. No, that was just terrible.
Monica, how you feel about Monica?
Monica, there wasn't much from Monica at all. Not in the episodes, anything. So, I mean, like I said, I think what I can glean from it is that she's clearly set up socially good. I feel like a lot of the general conversations that she is included in, if this was a little bit like in the BB, new era BB, mid-school BB, I'd be like, okay, Monica, you voted with them. Tell them so that you are, out, something like that. But, I mean, that is really just, I feel like, really, like, that's Big Brother like 10 seasons in the future, So I'm not really upset about it at all. I just feel like I wish we got more, but I don't know if that is just the edit or what. So I have to go with the 5 with Monica because we just really don't have much information. But I don't believe she's in a bad position at all. She's clearly a part of the real people group, and Chilltown. I mean, they don't talk negatively about her. Like, I feel like she's the type of player where it's like no side is gonna want to touch her because she's kind of just socially set up like well. Like, it's almost like I feel like an Azza, maybe 23. You could use Mimi as an example a little bit, where it's like she's not necessarily in the core, but they like her. So why would we nominate Monica? Like, Monica's the OG. Monica really is the OG. Like, girl, I don't gotta do shit, but they love me.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Monica, I don't think she's in a bad position, but I don't think she's in a great position. Like, I think a 5 is a perfect score for her. I'm gonna give her the 5 too, because she's associated with a lot of the people who are on the side that's against Chilltown, but she didn't vote with them, and it doesn't seem like she has those deep one-on-one connections like Nicole and Hardy have one. Bunky and Autumn, and Bunky and Nicole, and even Kent had conversations with them. And with Monica, she's kind of there, but it doesn't seem like that. It doesn't seem like that one-on-one how the rest of them kind of have. And that's what makes me feel like a little bit less confident about her, like being ingratiated with this majority alliance. And then she voted with the other side of the house, which I don't know who knows that, but she did. So it's like, ooh, you're not even like you're really not with them like that. But I don't think they'll ever target her. And I don't see her being targeted for a while, honestly. She doesn't get on anybody's nerves from what we see. And she doesn't seem like a threat. And
that's great. I think that's great.
That's good enough. We're in these early seasons, that's all you need, really. Like, that's really all you need. You can win the game like that. So I do feel good about her, but it's just she doesn't have any deep connections for me.
And that's always scary. Because I also really got Krista. We see the Krista relationship start to form this first week, which I love them together. Oh my
God. Yeah. And I think next week, like from the glimpses we saw, I'm excited for her next week, but we're gonna leave it then. Nicole. Ooh,
Nicole. Now go ahead and praise your mama.
So this is the issue. Is she started off bad, opposite of Mike. Nicole and Mike are opposites because Nicole started off, everybody hated her. Nobody fucked with her. She was being annoying. Nobody really vibed with her. She was getting shut out. She got nominated. It was a lot of negative. And then she basically flipped that shit around. And she was like, you know what? I'm not getting these group settings. Let me do one-on-ones. She had a one-on-one conversation with Hardy. He started liking her. Clearly, she had one-on-ones with Bunky and Autumn. They really liked her a lot too. So now it's to the point where after her campaign, she's gotten more liked by damn near everybody in the house except Chilltown, who she, through her campaign, has pushed the entire house to be against. So not only was she nominated by these niggas, she flipped the vote from her being the target to the other person going home, and she flipped the entire house against the people who put her up. And she created a group with her at the center. She's at the center of this group. She has the closest relationship with Bunky and Autumn, and she has the closest relationship with Hardy, clearly. And that's basically the group. That's basically the group of people.
I mean, like, do you understand this?
This is a better week of Big Brother than this.
This girl, like, I'm sorry. Like,
one.
I'm just saying, like, the amount of people who praise Dr. Will, I would think he was in here doing this. Now, I'm sure it gets good because I know he's the winner, and of course, they all hate him right now. So clearly, it gets good. But the fact that this is the first week ever, she's the first ever HOH target, house target seemingly. She flips the entire house on the alliance, on the most liked person, and then she creates not creates, but she's the head of, well, she could have created, excuse me. She's the head of the opposing alliance. It's like,
that's so much to do. So much to do. Mind you, she did it with no precedent, with no season prior to this at all. She just did it. She campaigned out of her ass. Like, she created campaigning, technically. She created this shit. She was the first to ever do it. She created flipping the house. She created making majority alliances. This is Nicole.
This is my girl.
She created Big Brother. She created Big Brother. So because of that, I have no choice. And this is gonna sound crazy as fuck, but I genuinely think this. No, this is what I will say. I genuinely think this is one of the most impressive weeks of Big Brother I have watched. We've watched BB 24 and 25 on this podcast. I've seen so many weeks of Big Brother, and this has genuinely been the most I have been impressed. I have not been.
And why it is because where she came from. It came from, she is the house target. She's the abrasive and loud girl that nobody likes, that no one's going to connect with. She's nominated by the first ever HOH who was socially put into the position. And she's told by the first HOH, I'm putting you up because the house doesn't like you and you're going to go home. And I put you up next to Sheryl because everyone likes her and you basically have no chance. And she said, oh.
Lee. You know what I just thought of?
What?
I just imagined if someone in Big Brother 25 or 24 did this, how extremely lit the entire fandom would be. Do you know how crazy the fan? If it was week one, and it's like Taylor Hell, if instead of Taylor Hell just staying that week, if Taylor Hell had flipped the house against Paloma and Pose Pack and created a whole nother alliance, and she was now part of this alliance,
girls would save
her. If that happened, do you know how many people would call her the best player in Big Brother history? Because she is. And that is exactly why, mind you, Nicole did this. Guess what week of Big Brother this is? The first ever. This is the first ever. So I have no choice but to give her a 10. A blazing 10. I have no choice. Lee, if this would have happened in 25, the bitches would be screaming. I have no choice.
And honestly,
off of rip.
Because we kind of already know most of her storyline up until phone too, so it's like
I have no choice.
She really stays that girl, but I'm not gonna take that into account. Counting this week, I mean, I agree with everything you said. I never give a girl a 10.
You don't never give a girl a 10. You don't never give a girl no 10.
I will give the highest score that I've ever given. I will give her the highest score I've ever given.
Okay, love that.
And it's gonna be a 9.
I love that. I love that.
I don't think I've ever really given anyone else a 9. Maybe Tiffany.
This is genuinely very rarely. This is genuinely the best week of Big Brother I've ever seen. Like the most impressive. And I like didn't even think of it until I said it, but it's true. I haven't seen a more impressive week of Big Brother. What did they say? Boyd says very few players have managed to survive being the house pariah in week 1 and make it to final 2. The only person I can think of has ever done might be Taylor. Literally. And we're gonna pretend we don't know she made final 2. But even just surviving the first vote as the target is insanely impressive. Yeah. To be the target of the first week of a season and not go home, that in itself is impressive because it's so hard to not go home if you're the first target. No one even knows you yet. Like for you to flip them votes, like that's my mama. So Nicole is definitely my mama. She's getting that 10. I'm sorry. How you feeling about Shannon flop ass?
And Shannon, I think what separates Shannon from the counterparts of Will and Mike is that Shannon is, at this point, going down actively with their ship, which I feel like Shannon was in a position where she didn't necessarily have to do that. And, like, she's actively doing that in the way of, oh, you don't like us? Well, now we're about to start arguing, and now we're about to start getting into, like, she's doing things, I feel like, to make, to people, it's like, people didn't dislike her. But if she starts to make people not like her by what she's actively doing, which is so weird. Like, girl, just because you with him, you gotta be hated with him. And then just, you know, I mean, similar to like Mike, she really has no self-awareness of that. And I mean, other than being in a showmance with my man, she really didn't show anything outside. Like, there's no social. I mean, there's barely any strategy in these seasons, and I'm not seeing any strategy. So for Nicole, I'm gonna give it 2.5. I mean Shannon,
For
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, Shannon, I immediately said she reminded me of Angela Rummins from BB20 because she kind of like is not good socially at all. She doesn't care to talk to people who she's not friends with, and
she'll actually argue with them. That's the thing. Angela didn't talk to them. Shannon gonna argue with them.
Shannon is also gonna argue with them, which is even worse. And I feel like with Shannon, she said, "I don't vibe with girls," and we see she didn't talk to none of the women ever. And the only boys she actually vibed with was Will, and Mike, and a little bit Justin. Justin is expelled, so the only people she talks to as a human is Will and Mike. That's it. She doesn't talk to anybody else. She doesn't vibe with anybody else. She argues with some of them, and she doesn't even care to get to know them. She's not playing the game in any way, I feel. She's just sitting there being friends with Mike and Will, and that's it. That's not going to do anything for you. Even Mike and Will talk to other people. You're the only one who just talks to them. And it's like, I guess she thinks that's cute, but it's not. So I just feel like Shannon isn't playing good at all. If they get targeted, it seems like Will's going to be the first target and then Shannon will be the second one. But the way Shannon is actively like being meaner and meaner by the day, it seems, and the way she actively doesn't talk to any of them, I could see her going before any of them. Wink, wink. And the issue is the issue is that's just like honestly terrible gameplay. Whether because that's the thing we're trying to consider. Oh, you've never seen it. Doesn't matter. You're just a terrible person. And also a game player. Like it's getting really, really bad. So because of that, I'm gonna have to give her the 1.5. Honestly, you made no connections.
Yeah, because like with Will and Mike, it's like they're disliked, but they're still going out and talking to people and could form those relationships. I feel like Shannon doesn't have that in her. Like she's not gonna go do that.
She doesn't even care to talk to nobody else. It's weird. Girl, last but maybe least. Girl, he not least. Will, how you feeling?
Well, I mean, this first week is really bad for him. Like, he is the most hated out of Chilltown. When everyone is speaking about who they want to go after, it's Will. He's the doctor. He's narcissistic. He's selfish. All of these things is being hurled at him. Once again, I don't get how he gets to the end of this game at all, but he fucking does it, you know. And I can't wait till we get to like how he does it, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be like Nicole levels of iconic. But at this moment, he is the most hated person in the house, and I can't see any reason after watching week 1 why he would not go home unless he or Shannon wins the HOH. And that's terrible for Will. I mean, I hate to say it, but this first week, I got to give him a 2. I have to rate Will the lowest rated player of this week because, I mean, there was no awareness in how he became disliked. The things he was doing, he thought it was funny and entertainment, and it just further pissed people off. He made an enemy out of Nicole, who we just rated as the best player of the week, probably the best player of the season so far after 1 week. And she is trashing his name throughout the mud. Like, at this moment, I can't see how anyone turns around and works with this man. But
I agree.
We know what happens.
I agree 100%. He's played terrible. He's literally made people dislike him. They didn't dislike him. Naturally, people disliked Autumn and Nicole and Kent. He had to make people dislike him. They didn't dislike him at first. They were cool with him. He was running people. He was actually being Geppetto at first because everyone was fucking with him. And then he made them start hating him the way he was acting, the way he kind of went away with Chilltown and kind of felt above them. And then he made it obvious he was trying to run them. And they was clocking. And Nicole had a diary room. She was like, well, everybody knows you're trying to just run them. It's weird. Like, how are you getting clocked? And now, mother, 10 out of 10, Nicole is after you. You're not escaping, bitch. In my mind, Will's going home next. I'm giving Will a 1. He didn't play anything right. He didn't do anything right.
This is old school BB. It's a 1 now. God gave him a 2.
This is old school BB. I don't think he did anything right. You made everybody hate you, and that was it. Didn't know you didn't have the votes. It was just terrible. I think everyone is talking. If anyone wins HOH, in my mind, other than Shannon or him, he is going.
Well, they said it. Even the person that wins it said it. The
So
person who won the HOH this next week said they would. So
it's enough for me. It's enough for me. Bitch, this is it. Let me put them in order.
Oh now, y'all. Our first ranking. This is so cute. This is honestly so cute. Look
Y'all see how I gave Mother a 10, and I was saying how Sheryl had to be low because Sheryl had to be higher because she was up against Mother. Let me bring her down a little bit. I'm gonna give her 4.5. But that's why I gave her a 5, because I was like, that's Mother. You were never staying against Nicole. You were never staying against Nicole. But let me calm down. Boom.
I mean, it's giving accurate.
Actually, it's giving very accurate.
We eat this every time. I hate to say it. We eat this every time.
It's giving so accurate. Chilltown is at the bottom.
Like, maybe I switch Bunky with Hardy, but
I wouldn't. I wouldn't switch Bunky with Hardy. Not week 1. That's really it. And I'm pretty sure Hardy. That's the thing. Literally by week 2, I'm pretty sure Hardy will be above Bunky. Hockey. I think it's definitely going to grow to be very, very accurate. This is really good. It's crazy because Nicole was the target, mind you.
The whole nominee, bitch. It don't matter. When you're that girl, you're that girl.
But this is definitely this is nasty. The fact that women are at the top, 2 women are at the top.
We have to say it for the audio listener. So the top is Nicole, and then we have Krista. Next is Bunky, then Hardy, Monica, Kent, Autumn, and then Chilltown at the bottom, girl. Mike, Shannon, and Will. Will is after week 1.
Dead last.
Will is dead last after the first week of Big Brother 2, y'all. So who do y'all think wins?
Probably gonna even be amazing when he wins. Not the final. The final 2 is first and dead last. That's cute.
We love polarizing characters. Either they're great or they're terrible. Either they're at the bottom. Look, either at the top of the game or the bottom of the house. There's no in between.
Child, if you've seen this, if you've seen the week 1 or even not, tell us how you feeling about our ratings, about our player ratings, how we rated the players or whatever. Rate the players yourself. Put it in the comments. I don't know what to tell you. Get into it though. Thank you. Damn, that was cute as fuck. Lee. Y'all, that was week 1 of Big Brother 2.
Now this one's a little bit longer because it was week 1. I suppose it's going to get shorter as we go along.
I suppose it's as much too. And by suppose, I mean hope. Oh, this was also 4 episodes. This was 4 episodes. This is the only week that's 4 episodes. From now on, it'll only be 3 episodes. If you want to watch along, I put in the description the link to our community. You can join the community, or you could just watch it without joining the community on YouTube or on Paramount Plus. We'll be doing a week per podcast. So today we did week 1, and then on Thursday we'll do week 2. Next week on Tuesday we'll do week 3, and then after that we'll do week 4 on Thursday, so on and so forth. So if you want to get with it, just watch the episodes. It's like 3 episodes per week before we record, and then you can be up to par or whatever. Or if not, just watch us and we'll tell you what the fuck is going on, and we'll rate the motherfucking players or whatever. But thank you so much for joining. Make sure you keep you follow us everywhere at T Reality Kingdom, and thanks for keeping it real with the Kingdom, bitch. We out.
Wow.
Period.